devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, sorry, my peak is, or my gain is way too high. I'm peaking. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Let's get this started. Excuse me while I drink. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. Uh, I know what you're thinking. Why is Dark wearing his helmet? Well, honestly, because my guest is wearing his helmet. So I was like, I can't have one dude rocking a helmet without me rocking the helmet. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Geisley Super Christmas tree is back up on the wall. That 40 Mike Green, and we're jumping into it. So, welcome. We've had some exciting things happen over the last couple of days, um, mostly in the not good department. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this is great stuff happening with like the list that was dropped." Yeah, let's be real. Do you genuinely believe that anything pertaining to any amount of justice will be dealt to the names of the people that are on the list who are identified as people doing adult activities with children? Type a simple yes or no in chat. Do you believe that some of these people will be brought to justice? Yes, if you believe so, or no, if you do not believe so, or just do what we typically do on DLD After Dark and drop a pecker. Scoozy. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. If you're not familiar with the DLD After Dark stream, this is what we do. We take the first like 10 minutes just to greet everybody, just to say what's up, to welcome them. Because look, I'll be real, this stream, this could not happen without you guys. So I appreciate all y'all being here. So let's jump into it. So Dangle Matt was first, my guy. Congratulations. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. And you're also due at least one crisp high five. So congratulations, my guy. Great to see you. We got Run Gun as well. Run Gun. What's up, brother? Hold on. Where? My bad. I'm tripping. Let me start with the channel members. Where am I? Where am I at? Toy Town Inc. is up in here as well. Channel member. I appreciate you, my guy. Great to see you. We got Johnny Propane, also a channel member. What's up, brother? Key ASC. What's poppin', fam? Also a channel member. And I was not with my neighbor. That was 2 days ago. Okay. That was so 2 days ago. Mike McClune, the goon. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Also a Chinamemba. We got Shauna Memba also up in here. What's up, Shauna? Great to see you. And I love how Shauna, Jason, Kurt, all you guys, right? You're so committed to helping like support other people that she comes in here and for her comment, she chooses to put welcome everybody. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. Like thank you. Like, let's give Shauna some love, man. She definitely deserves it. I appreciate you. I salute you. I salute all you guys. That's probably not a real salute, but let's be real. I'm a LARPer, not an actual service, man. Anyway, Gutter Cheese. What's up, brother? Gutter Cheese, also a channel member. I appreciate you. Anthony Smith, my guy. What's popping? Good to see you. Also a channel member. We got Blue Curtain Burner. What's up, fam? Also a channel member. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. And my guy, T for Tejas. What's up, fam? Also a channel member. We got Gort up in the building. Great to see you. Appreciate you guys. All right, we got Anthony. Too many choices. Even though you love 40 calibers, I still love you. So I'm a 9mm guy. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take look, the only casing I'll roll with that is 40 caliber sized is going to be 10 mil, right? I'll rock a 357 SIG from time to time, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the person that just went to my eBay store and purchased a Shadow Systems lower parts kit for their Glizzy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Whoever that was, I don't know what your username was, but if that was even, it could have just been literally a stranger. So thank you, I appreciate you. We got Rip Dango in the building. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. Also a channel member. Look, the channel is completely supported by viewers now. Every single stream is hit by the YouTube, and they don't flux with me anymore at all. So it's all about you guys and Chana members. ADXR 920, what's up, fam? Every time I see your name, I directly I think of my XR920C, bro. I'm gonna be real. Appreciate you. Which I finally hit the 200 round which I'm call it break-in point for the XR920C, and that ish was fire. Sorry, I had to. And so far, it's been 100% reliable, and I'm going to put another 300 rounds through it. I want to hit 500 rounds with 100% reliability, no malfunctions, and then after I hit a total of 500 rounds, then I'm going to take 100 rounds of my carry ammo, run that through. Once I hit 600 rounds of 100% flawless reliability with 100 rounds of that being my carry ammo, then I'll be able to carry it because I got that as my EDCC, my everyday church carry. So that's going to be my that banger. Live life. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Alabama in the house. I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for hanging out. Also with Chana Memba, we got Barton Fink up in here. What's up, fam? Also with Chana Memba. Appreciate you. Let's see. Too many choices. Mike McClune. Hey, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. What's up, brother? Also with Chana Memba. I appreciate you. Senor Bill, one of the newest Chana members. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Not my name. What's up, fam? Link took me to a Holosun. Yeah, that by the way, when it goes to Big Mac Defense, it does go to the Holosuns. But I guess he's saying that those muzzle brakes are. We'll talk about it in a second. All right. Okay, and let's see. Too many. Hey, Prepper Book Club. What's up, brother? See how whack this is. See how um the emojis show up as like like get your code together, bro. You know what that is? That is a thumbs down. Oh, this is just too funny. I love it. Joe Morris, what's up, brother? Also a channel member. I appreciate you. And of course, Prepper Book Club is also a channel member. I appreciate you. Let's see. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It never gets old, bro. It never gets old. Prepper Book Club, Joe Morris, my guy. Great to see you. Appreciate you. Also a channel member. We got Ed Zachary in the building. Also a channel member. Blue Curtain Burner, Toy Town Inc. Hey, too many choices. Member for 11 months. Talking about 9 millimeter, I'm not sure. 40 millimeter for the mob and win. 40 Mike all day. 40 Smith and Wesson, I don't know about, bro. But 40 Mike all day, my guy. Rusty Shackelford, what's up, brother? He dropped a pecker. You know what it means when you drop a pecker? I don't know what it means either. We just do it. Don't expect us to be able to explain that kind of stuff. Absolutely not. Street justice needs to occur. Yeah, it likely will one day when it's too late, when it won't matter. Detective Young Kimbo, also a Chinamemba. Appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for being here. Johnny Propane, what's up, brother? Also a Chinamemba. Did I say what's up to Johnny Propane? Oh well. Johnny Propane, what's up, brother? Barton Fink, testing, 1, 2, 3. What's up, brother? Also a Chinamemba. I appreciate you. Senior Beal, Yanni, JC Neener. What's up, brother? Dark 69 with a pecker. Y'all are crazy. Scott D. Magnificent. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. I appreciate you guys. Zanty Misfit, also a channel member. He says no. We all feel the same way. Trust me. Hey, Duck, Glowy Gang. What's up, brother? Also, the newest channel member. If you guys don't know what that is, not a beautiful blue seashell in that picture. That is 5 blue chem lights. So my guy is 100% committed to the cause. I love it. I appreciate it. And thank you for making the decision to become a channel member. Everyone show Duck, Glowy some love, man. I appreciate you. Scott T. Magnificent, JC9. We got testing, 1, 2, 3. Anthony Smith. Tim Hoppa, what's up, brother? Also a channel member. Sup, mofos? I'm kicking it at work tonight. Nice, man. Appreciate you hanging out as well. Duck, Scott. Hey, Red Dawn Readiness. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Also, another channel member. Dark. The Finnish have 2 stockpiles of ammo, one for training and the other one for war. Yeah, I need to step up. I basically got like my whole stockpile. I got my stuff that like, well, we'll actually come on in a moment and talk more about preparation and storage and things like that, man. Because I think a lot of us we do what we can, especially not all of us are, homesteading with a huge operation and all this. And I think there's things that we can do to, as we prepare depending on what your situation is. I know some people that literally have like an apartment that are growing, produce on a deck. If that's you, then show us some deck pics. Send me a big deck pic. JK, please don't. Senor Bob, great to see you, my guy. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. How you gonna do my 11-month like that, DLD? I know it was 40 Smith and Wesson for the win, and the NFA is yeah. That's what he says every time. Let's see, Senor Bob, Mike McClune. Was that a spit bubble? Did y'all just see that? Could someone rewind on that? I can't rewind on that, but I'm pretty sure that was a spit bubble that just floated out of my mouth. That, sir, is impressive. Flying right. Oh, what? Bro, since Rich isn't here, I had to channel his spirit. Watch him show up, bro. Kim Light Gang. Bob Senor Boob. Hey, Evan Budzinski, my guy. Yo, Evan Budzinski has been around for a minute. He comes in when he can. He has like 11 kids. He probably had 11 kids like this year, but my guy is busy. So I really, really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you supporting the channel and becoming a member. So welcome to the Kim Light Club, my guy. I appreciate you. So also we got to do the quick honorable mentions. We got Black on Black in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you. We got the Armsmen up in here. Sorry, I'm a little congested, y'all. You'll just gonna have to deal with it. We got Flying Reich, isn't it Reich? Right? Isn't that what we say? Evan Budzinski, who is now a Chana member. I appreciate you. We got my brother in Christ. We got Damian Christ up in the building. What's up, fam? Andy Lipsco. What's up, brother? Who Andy Lipsco was actually like accidentally banned for a minute. And he's up in here now. So while we do this and while we get ready, I'm going to continue doing the honorable mentions. But yo, uh, what do we do now at the beginning of every stream in 2024? Strap check. Put in the chat what you're rocking. You better have it in your crib, carry on your body in your house. Don't give anyone else the advantage. Right now, as usual, I'm rocking the Gliznok 43X with 21 in it. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, I got other things laying right next to me. And for all the people that are going to put in whatever gun is within arm's reach of them or whatever, that's cool too, but you really need to carry it on your person, even inside your home. Go watch some videos about home defense encounters, and you'll feel differently if you don't carry on body in your home. Chris Stevenson, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Slim22 Treat, what's up, fam? And actually, Slim, you told me to check a message. I forgot where, but I did not check the messages, so my bad. It's things have been crazy. I'm behind on orders, and I need to pick up some stuff, and yeah, my whole schedule's been off. M. Gabriel, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I love the pecker. You have a gorgeous pecker. And who else? We got DJ Play Nice in the building. What's up, brother? Good to see you. And everyone else that's come in, man, I appreciate you, Dangle Matt, my guy, Moose 47. And let's see, Big Mac Defense. I'm not sure who that is. Only the best and most trusted resource for anything firearm related in the world. And let's go ahead and hey, Grand Life AJ, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Then we got a bunch of people up in here. Okay, we got M&P. So you know what? We're going to go over this in a second. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest of the day, which if you'll do me a favor, if you like this guy, then go ahead and drop. I never gets old. Go ahead and drop a thumbs up and just show some love. And let's go ahead and bring on the number one resource, most trusted resource for all things firearm related, Jonah. Are you smelling night vision or suppressors?
Suppressors.
Okay, okay. I was like, "What? Are you smelling PVS 14s right now?" And that's what you're rocking on your noggin, right?
PVS 14.
Nice. Is that the one with the 31 alpha tube?
Flashbang rated tube.
Dang, man. That's what's up. We're gonna get into it. Before we do, what's up, Warsaw? Good to see you. Everyone else that just came in, I appreciate you. Yes, I have seen. We actually talked about it. Dugan does have a new channel. It was like Dugan's super secret elite channel or something, but it's changed to Dugan's Boom Facts, FAX, and it is a purely energetic channel. It's all about energetic explosives, chemistry, and things like that. So go check it out if you want to. It's honestly excellent content. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It's great, but thank you, Slim223. So as I try to let me clear my throat, if you could, Joner, with Big Mac Defense, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
My name is Jonah. I own Big Mac Defense out of North Carolina. We're an FFL SOT 0702, so we get to manufacture all the fun goodies and play with all sorts of toys, night vision, suppressors, optics, guns, everything.
Hell yeah! And just for the people out there that may or may not know, he's not saying that you need to be an SOT to get night vision or tag stamps to
Correct.
get night vision. It's just one of the many fun things that he plays with, and actually is one of the best resources for night vision. And you've really been great. You've helped me save a lot of money. I'm not.
Well, more importantly, this isn't my day job, so I don't
Yeah,
care about making $1 million off people. I'd rather
yeah,
just get people cool stuff and make a little money in the process. I don't take a salary out of the business, so
yeah. He does it for funsies, y'all. For funsies.
and toys. I get to play with toys.
Yeah, so you've been in the game for a minute, but what has inspired you to do this? Like what makes you want to, stay in this at times ridiculous industry?
It gets crazy, man. It's a volatile industry,
Yeah.
but just the love of guns. It's been a passion for a while. I've helped people build rifles and source all sorts of gear and equipment, and just figured why don't I be the source? Make it easy.
Nice. Hell yeah. Now, we need to do a couple things here before we really dive into it, which is we need to judge and grade people on the firearms that they're currently carrying. And we need to, when we do a strap check, are you currently carrying a firearm?
I want to carry that, but I can't touch it.
Oh, the 50 BMG, you did. Let's pull it up on Solo real quick.
I was
Ah,
gonna say, do you know someone kept mentioning 40 before? And I'm like, do you know what's better than 40? 50. 50 is
50.
better than 40. It's about 10 better.
Yes. So talk about that. What is that?
That is a Noreen Firearms ULR 50 Mini. It is a 16-inch barrel with a muzzle brake that is the size of a baby's forearm, and it's
Nice.
a bolt action. Um, I have
Hell
a
yeah.
bipod to put on it, but it's probably going to tear it apart. I have to get a 50 cal rated bipod for it. It's got a Timney trigger, about 2.5, 3 pounds.
Ooh,
It's
dang.
a 15-pound gun.
Now, is that the one that you actually remove the whole bolt, you snap the round into it, and then push it
Yep.
in?
Bolt comes out. There's two really thick lugs on there. The round slips into the face of the bolt and then it locks in just like a traditional bolt action. It's not like, I know there's some different concepts out there. What's his face has one where there's the screw on cap on the end. This is just your standard
Whoa.
locking lug bolt action 50.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Has there been well, actually we'll get back into the 50 in a second. I think that's dope though. I've seen those. I've seen some that look like I thought they were maybe just like a Title One firearm or something because they had a secondary vertical grip on it, but I guess it was just people that were taking the stocks off or not putting a stock on and putting
On
a
this
second,
one,
yeah, and putting a second
so
vertical
it's
grip on
weird
it.
when they first released this rifle, it had a 16-inch barrel, but they didn't have a provision for a stock. And I'm like, why?
Mm,
It's a 16-inch barrel. So they put a section of pick rail on the back. And the stock, it looks
nice.
weird, but it actually accommodates the bolt being removed from the gun.
Oh, that's important. Yeah, that's it's unique. It's cool though. So let's see. So what are people carrying when we do the strap check? Like I said, I got a 43.6 with 21 rounds in that mofo. Let's see. Evan Budzinski fired back with rocking a 43X. Ooh, the Armsman is rocking a G34. Joner has a 50 BMG. So careful. Don't knock down that door, guys. Okay. Black on Black is rocking a Glock 19 Gin Fever. Nice. And Fluffy Bunny Arsenal is rocking a Glock 19. Fluffy, what generation? I'm just curious. Uh,
6.
Gen 6. Yeah. Have you seen those videos where people put out Gen 6 Glock set? Like they just do it for views and shit like that. Like, come on, bro. Anthony Smith says Arex Delta Gen 2 model model M in my pants. Nice. I'm glad that it's in your pants. That's the place that it should be. Johnny Propane is rocking an M&P
40.
9 millimeter, maybe. Maybe he probably
That's a
mistyped that.
weird way to say 9 millimeter, I
I
think.
know, right? It must be a different language, I guess. Kimbo is rocking a Glock 26. Hell yeah, son. Shield Plus with 124 grain plus PHST. Those are some good rounds. Just 357 Sig Glock 23. So he's got the Glock 23 and he dropped in a 357 Sig barrel with 16 125 grain HSTs with a Holosun 507C and a TLR 7 Alpha. Nice. That's
Don't
what's up,
sleep on
man.
that 357 SIG. It's what 40 could have been.
Right? I know. If 40 had enough innovation, I know it's what they want it to be. Look, I would not want to be hit with a 40. Okay. I gotta bust its chops. I know we all know people say, remind us, Dark, what caliber saved your life? And I actually was in a situation where my carry gun, well, I'll tell if some people don't know. I've told the story before, but yes, a firearm prevented me from being stabbed, and it happened to be a 40 caliber. But this was a very different time, y'all. Okay, 9 millimeter has changed technologically quite a bit, and at that time, 40 cal was dirt cheap, and things have changed. And I'm sure you know what? I'm sure 40 Smith and Wesson has come a long way as well, but you know, It is what it is. XDM 40 as well. Yuck. I'm just kidding. MP Shield 45. Look, as long as you guys are carrying, I'm happy with it. Like I'm not gonna bust your chops too much, but I will a little. Just expect it a little. MP Shield 45th. It's on my waist, pointed at my deck. Yes. G19ers, nice. 19 on my person. Is that person never mind, I'll stop. Let me stop. Let's see. MP 2.0 compact. Nice, nice. Let's see. G43 on me 24/7. Stag 556 behind me. G30. He probably means G34. That's probably what it is. On bookshelf next to me. Nice, man. That's what's
What
up.
happened to Stag?
I think they got shut down for having a bunch of illegal machine guns.
Yeah, their engraver was out of town.
Yeah, for a little too long. Big Daddy Mac. Let's see. Did I miss
You can
any?
call me whatever you want, Fluffy Money.
DLD After Dark got an update on Todd's wife, Amy. She's responsive, but she's not out of the woods yet. Please keep praying for her. Okay, we definitely will. And for you guys that don't know, Todd has a YouTube channel, and he's been very active with. Remind me of the name of his channel too. Something Steel. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Red and Steel.
I can't remember. But he, his wife, Amy, recently had a stroke, I believe, and she's, just if you guys could just pray for him and his wife because it's tough, especially like literally. I think it was on Christmas or Christmas Eve. It's no bueno. Um, let's see what other guns folks put in here. G19, hell yeah, that's what's up. Echelon. What are your thoughts on the Echelon?
They're cool. I haven't really got to play with one, but they're cool. Like I've gotten to touch them and feel the trigger on them, and I don't hate them.
Yeah, nice.
Springfield, for a while, I wasn't liking them, but they've showed up a few times.
Yeah, I don't know. I try not to let like brand preference, shift me like too far in one direction, but
It's okay when it's like Taurus and Olight, though. That's fine.
yeah, for everyone out there carrying a Taurus with an Olight, God bless you, and hopefully you never have to use it. But
No,
again,
South, we say bless your heart.
bless your heart. Look, as long as you're carrying, God, man,
You don't know how many calls I get a day. People looking for 30-round Taurus magazines. I'm like,
oh,
no.
dude, I would have people walking in all the time asking
Pro Mag,
for.
they want clear ones. They have to be see-through.
Yeah, you want to see that you have a bunch of different types of ammunition halfway loading your stendo. Oh man, Gen 3. Let's see, 300 blackout, 7.5 inch with a Holosun 509T. You rocking that in your appendix, bro? Dang, that's impressive.
Sounds like you have a lot of room in your pants.
Glock 19 Gen California, which is what, sub Gen 3, I think. I don't even
Gen
think
3,
they're
Gen 3 and below.
Gen 3 and below. Can they get Gen 3s like that?
Mhm. Gen 4, no. Gen 3, yes.
And I think Gen 5s are a no-no as well,
Because they're
right?
so different. One's much more dangerous than the other.
Of course, yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. You don't want people to be able to put flashlights on their firearms. That is
No, that's
dangerous.
bad.
Very bad, very
Wait, Gen
dangerous.
3, you have a rail.
Yeah. Well,
Gen 2 didn't have a
oh,
rail.
that's right. Gen 3s are allowed. I was thinking they could only have Gen 1 and 2, but I got
Someone
a bunch.
PVS 14 shaming me?
Dude, I got a bunch of Gen 2s. I'm down with the Gen 2s. Do you think Glock will innovate and change things up now that
I've
Gaston is
heard
dead?
that echoed. Gaston Glock was just the owner. I don't think he was driving the company as of late.
You know,
His wife, I think, is the CEO.
I was gonna
Was
say
the
he was
CEO.
probably driving that ass. She was like what, 48 and he was 94?
Good on him, man. Good on her.
Bro, yeah, I'm good all over her.
Hopefully they loved each other.
Yeah. What was that that movie Shooter? Um they also said Anna Nicole married for love. Yo, what a great movie. Sorry. Let's see. Big Easy, what's up, fam? Good to see you. Hey, it's a cop gun. 40s, right? 40 is still cheap enough. Yeah, I mean, look, oh no. Just switched my Glock 34 for a Glock 22. Don't do that to me. P365, nice. That's what's up. High Point has been proven in the ghetto. Dude, they usually work
Most turf
mostly.
wars of any gun,
Yeah, that's very true.
more so than Jimenez.
Oh, man. Yes. Let me drop this right here. Gerchop. We can only hope. We can only hope. Yeah, 357 Sig 2 is dope. Like I got one actually on a P80 frame. It is a blue titanium Glock 33 357 Sig, and that ish is fire. It's fire. But I don't run it like that. I don't shoot it like that too often. Jonah,
Don't
PVS
shame
14
me.
shaming, please.
This is the highest end PV. You can't get a more expensive PVS 14 if you wanted to.
If a PVS 14 and a 31 Alpha had a baby, this is what it would be. Right? Would you say it's a fair?
Yeah, it uses the 1610 intensifier tube, so they're flashbang rated. They auto gate a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I heard you can actually set that down on the ground. You can pee on it and put it right back on your helmet and
Let's
not have any
try.
issue.
Hold on.
Yeah, give it a shot. Dude, it's a sick tube. I mean, when I was considering grabbing a tube, I can't financially pull it off right now, but when I was considering grabbing a tube, well, I guess I could sell 10 of my, you know, 30 Glocks, well, almost 40 Glocks and probably fund it, but I just haven't taken any action on that yet. But I do think every single person should have night vision, and that's something that you had said is that you want to be able to, help people, procure the superpower of being able to see enemies in the dark.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the other most common things that you're moving nowadays as an SOT?
Honestly, I had mentioned the Reardon stuff before. The Reardon suppressor mounts, and their accompanying muzzle devices. These are the gold, they are heat treated gold, but they also have black. I know Damien, I got to talk to you about these.
Nice.
They've been really hot. Reardon came up hard, and their company is cool. It's just the guy and his wife. They're running their whole machine shop. Really nice people, and they make great products.
That's
And
what's up, man.
they're starting to OEM, I think, with a lot of companies and a lot of suppressors, and it's my go-to muzzle device system. It's similar to the Q Plan B. It's a taper mount with threads right on, and no problems. You're muted.
I keep muting and unmuting when I hit my vape because I'm trying to be courteous. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Like when I know we've talked about this before. When I got my rifle can, each suppressor company had a separate mount, right?
Yep.
And at the time, I had opted to. I mean, a lot of dudes were just running direct threads, but let's be real. Like it would be challenging to throw on a QD in the heat of battle if you needed to, right? Like, or before you're about to kick down a door or something. Could you imagine sitting there direct threading on a 5/8 by 24 can? Like, like no, it
Well,
doesn't
and
make
then if
sense.
you don't do it tight or you don't use a wrench to finish the thread, it'll walk off while you're shooting.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
benefit of the taper mount is it gets a little tighter when you shoot, and it builds a little tiny carbon seal around the taper. So it
Mhm.
really gets on there, but they also give you wrench flats. So God forbid you're shooting for 8 hours and then you let it cool and your can sticks on. No.
Okay, so there's actually a story behind this. Rich, thank you for literally paying money. Most of, I mean, half that goes to YouTube, right? Which is even more funny. Thank you for paying money to further embarrass yourself. So Rich and Crump had a 9-year-old girl come on their show, okay, with her father. I saw your face when I said that. You're like, "What?" So with their father, okay, deplorable bitter clinger. What's up, man? And they're talking to this girl. She's a competition shooter. She is very highly skilled. She's
What's her
sponsored.
name?
Um, Tactical Mia.
Does she have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think I've seen her.
Yeah, it's Tactical Mia, and I haven't personally seen her, but It was cool. It was cool to see, a kid that's 9 years old that's understanding the discipline of shooting and getting all the skills and benefits that comes with it, And, as they're talking, they're nearing, like, the last, like, quarter of the interview, and Rich is like, "So, would you date any boys that didn't shoot?" And she just, like, looks at her dad,
Way to be weird, Rich.
and everyone in the comments is like, "Bro, she's 9." Like, I was
Way to
like,
be a creep.
yeah, I even text him while, I was like, "Yo, Bill Clinton's getting excited right now," because he was recently, his name was released on the, Epstein, documents from court.
Someone said, "Was your plane that crashed called the Rich Letta Express?"
Oh, ooh,
Ooh,
ooh, yikes.
spicy.
Yeah, Rich, it's different. He does. Bro, it was so funny. Potbelly pigs are the ish until DLD After Dark arrives to the party. Yes, I did shoot a potbelly pig, but there's a story behind that too. Okay. Rich, thank you for, it's all in fun, right? We know that you're not a private jet creeper, all right? But it was just so funny that, Rich even said, he's like, "Dude, I've seen all these videos of, like, these, like, newscasters and people that, like, talk to kids, and they're like, so, are you married?" Or, they just say dumb stuff because they're not thinking when they, are talking to kids, and, it's funny, and everyone was just hammering him in the comments, and then the people that were, like, watching it, there's always people that are watching the live stream that are delayed. So, like, 15 minutes later, you see somebody be like, "Dude, Rich, she's 9 years old." Like, it's just it'll never stop.
I
It
feel
was
like that's
great.
just something people should start saying to him randomly, just out of the nowhere.
Yeah,
Rich, she's 9
right?
years old.
I was like, he may as well have been like, "So, what are your thoughts on penis?" Like, what? Like,
Ew.
dude, that is completely inappropriate. Good sport, Ulrich. He is a good sport. He's a good sport. Wired Tight, what's up, bro? Wired Tight, did you hit 1,000 subs? Was that what you were celebrating on that, live stream, video? Maybe? No? John Rice, what's up, bro? Also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. And happy New Year to everyone that wasn't in the last, live stream. Yeah, so you also meant nice. Congrats, Wired Tight. Congrats. Everybody make sure you subscribe to, Wired Tight's channel as well. He does some good stuff. He's like if Risky Krisky had a little brother. That's kinda what his channel's like. Um, the feds are the ones watching and delayed. Well, that was the 2A boy's dad, so we'll give him a break. Yeah, so you mentioned, or going back to the cans, you mentioned a couple things that kind of stuck with me recently when talking about suppressors. So, like I was saying, when I purchased a can, each different. This is like 10 years ago. Each different suppressor company had different mounts and systems and all that. Um, thanks, Rich. And I got the AAC STN6, which you basically rock set a QD mount on your barrel, and then it's got like almost like the little click thing in like a zip tie, right? You just wrap it around until it stops, and boom, that thing is solid. Now, at this point, right, where like gym techs will be running this mount, and this company, they're all different, right? At this point, there's kind of like a commercially like standard thread now, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so they call it Bravo or Hub. It's 1.375 by 24. So in a suppressor, inside here, there's going to be threads, and that's what this piece threads into.
Hmm.
All of the suppressor companies took them a while, but they all figured out, why don't we all
Volunteer.
do the same thread pattern? So instead of us forcing our mount on you and you possibly choosing our suppressor based on the mount, we
Mhm.
could just sell you the suppressor and you use whatever mount you want.
Yeah, that's huge. I remember when the Saker can came out and, they were like, "Yeah, you can" the Saker 556 can, and they were like, "Yeah, you can use Surefire mounts with it," and everyone was like, "What? You can
Yeah.
use, Silencer Co. cans on a Surefire?" Like, it didn't even make sense, like, it was crazy, but, I mean, man, it took them long enough. It's like 2 decades into, when silencers and suppressors became way more popular on the civilian market because they've
Yeah.
always been, like you've been allowed to purchase them, but they just weren't as popular commercially in the past until over the last, I'd say, 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Would you
And
say
now you
that's
just
accurate?
have, accompanying muzzle device. These are fancy, all heat treated, so they appear gold.
Yeah.
And then it just screws in. There's a taper on there, and you're good to go. And this actually uses the same threads as the Q Plan B, the Griffin Plan A.
Is it the same
Uh,
as the cherry bomb?
yeah.
Nice.
So the Q Cherry Bomb uses the same threads. One thing people knock the Q for, they don't have wrench flats on the muzzle device. So what can happen?
Really? Why would they
You
not
screw
put?
these together, and for people that don't know, there's two tapers. There's a matching taper on the device and the mount. When
Yeah,
these two go together, metal on metal taper, a metal on metal lock, when it's truly like perfectly machined, is tight.
crazy tight.
You start shooting it, and you build up a little lip of carbon in there. That binds together pretty tightly. In some rare instances, if you don't put your muzzle device on right, when trying to get the suppressor off, you
You'll
will
take
spin
them
off your
out.
muzzle device.
Yeah.
Now it's stuck in here. Well, guess what? They didn't put external flats on the Q Cherry Bomb. So now you have to send your whole thing back to Q for them to deconstruct this whole thing. The way Q does it is they put a hex head on the front of the device, but that doesn't help when it's stuck in the can.
Mm.
So that's why a lot of people have gone to things like Rearden, who use the same thread pattern, or Griffin Armament, who use the same thread pattern. There's a couple companies now that have switched to this just standard threaded taper mount.
But they have an external flats on it, so you
Yep, there's
can.
external flats on the back, which is how you mount it.
Nice. Yeah, that's super important. There and I've made my share of mistakes, especially with like so I for some reason so badly wanted to suppress an AK. And mostly because everyone said you can't suppress an AK. And not really that you can't, right? It's just not i- it's not the same as like so throwing a can on a piston gun with an adjustable gas system is like that's peak performance you're
Yeah.
supposed to, right? Throwing a can on a direct gas like a DI gun, uh you can freak it, you can work it. I've done that with dozens, well, a bunch of ARs. But an AK is generally speaking already pretty severely overgassed. And, when you first off, the biggest issue is the concentricity of the bore, muzzle brake, and can. And if it's not concentric, you could end up with baffle strikes. You could blow your can off. I've seen a dude launch a can, 50 yards out because of, errors, right? Mistakes.
Well, the other big problem with the AK, right?
There's a couple.
Concentricity. That's the biggest thing about suppressing AKs.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The concentricity of the bore, muzzle device, and suppressor. And what happens is if you have, I can't draw on that. So if you have your AK barrel, right? So many times when these AK barrels are being drilled, they're not drilled exactly in the center. They'll be like a little off centered.
That's partially
And
true. There's more to it though.
yeah, there may be more that's just my smooth brain can't handle it. If you have a barrel, a muzzle brake, and a suppressor all lined up, and there is anything obstructing the path, then you're highly likely going to blow.
Everything's straight, good. If the shoulder is not concentric, your suppressor ends up just slightly off, and then boom, you strike the can. Baffles.
See, I always thought that it was just the pathway wasn't clear. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, the concentricity has to do with even if you put a crush washer or a small rubber O ring underneath, you could just ever so slightly change the pitch of that can on the threads. Because when you thread something on, it's not perfectly. You could
Hmm.
wobble it on the threads. That
Hmm.
little bit of play will cause a baffle strike if it's not perfectly squared up.
Mm.
Well, that's the problem
Interesting.
with the AK. The threads on your AK are not on the barrel.
I mean, some of them are on the gas block.
Yeah, so usually it's on the gas block. It depends on the AK, you're right. But
Yeah,
that's generally where you run into concentricity issues, is that gas block is not necessarily squared up to the barrel because, like you said, off-center drilling and things like that.
yeah. some other issues too, which even if everything is totally perfect on like with the concentricity of the bore and the threading and all that, and if you know take a 30 cal sized uh wooden dowel and push it all the way through, and it is perfect through your barrel mount and can and all that stuff, you're overgassing a what's typically a severely overgassed platform anyway, which they do for reasons like the gun working in almost every single environment. Period. But yeah, and there are other solutions too, like running larger cans and running larger mounts, like running a 308 can and a 308 brake on a 556 AK, or there's other things too that could prevent those kinds of things too, like Tim said. But Night Custom Builds, what's up, bro? But when you do that and you increase the back pressure like that tremendously, you could end up literally just stripping rounds over your magazine and losing some functionality or reliability when you do that. And I was so committed to doing that that I want you guys to follow me here. So I took a Polish AK, a Polish underfolder. The bore and the threads and all that were perfect. Okay, I took a CNC Warrior 14 by 1 left hand thread to 5/8 by 24 right hand thread mount. Okay. Now, the first thing you think of is, okay, hold on. That's a problem because you're cranking something down to the left to tighten it. And then the threads on this side, if you crank something to the right, then you would loosen it by
Listen to
tightening it, right? So you have to do it in stages, and I don't recommend that anyone do this. I don't make any recommendations, so don't ever do anything that I say ever. Okay, I should put that in the description of my channel. But basically, I took the 14 by 1 left hand thread to 5/8 by 24 right hand thread CNC Warrior adapter, and then I 45 minutes behind. What's up, Vulcan? And then I totally cleaned it off, completely degreased it, you know, hit it with, you know, gun scrubber, alcohol, like all that shit, just to get it cleaned up. And then I rock set the 14 by 1 left hand to 5/8 by 24 right hand on first alone by itself, cranked it down, uh, with a torque wrench, and then I let it sit for over 24 hours. So the rock set could cure and keep it there. And then after about a day or so, a day or two went by, then I went back and I put down the 5/8 by 24 right hand thread suppressor mount, and then I cranked that mofo down, but I didn't exceed the torque of the first one, right? And then I rock set that on there. And then I put the can on, and then I did a final concentricity check, and then it was good to go. And it runs, but I'm probably going to pull it off because I have it set up as more of like a classic looking AK, kind of. And there's some other things that aren't exactly classic on it too, but for the most part, it's a classic looking AK. And I'm not going to run that can. I may take off that muzzle brake and put that on something like I don't know, a Sig Rattler.
For those that don't know,
What's up?
Rockset is a popular adhesive in the firearms community.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a bad rap because people misuse it,
Yes.
but it's like Loctite, but it's not a cyanoacrylate. It's a ceramic adhesive. It does not break down under, it's like
Heat.
over 2000 degrees of heat. It
Yep.
is water soluble though.
Yep.
So a lot of militaries prefer it because it's water soluble and you boil the item you're looking to remove for a couple minutes and it comes off fairly easily.
Yep.
Problem is people overuse Rockset Sig and
Yeah.
people have sheared this new Sig Spear lights. People have sheared the barrels trying to get the Rockset muzzle devices off. We're talking
Wow.
a steel barrel just shearing it with
Wow.
the amount of force it took to try to get that muzzle device off.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you're thinking of suppressor mounts, I hear people say all the time, like, "Oh, I'm going to Loctite that on." I'm like, Like, have you ever touched a can after putting a half a mag through it or a mag through it? Like,
So I can tell you, I've red Loctited muzzle devices onto rifles.
yeah,
Red Loctite is pretty permanent and strong. I'm able with a wrench and just, a vise to get that muzzle device off after some use because the
yeah,
hot suppressor, it breaks down the Loctite. What it does do well is the Loctite gums up the threads a little bit. So you're not just going to spin it off without force,
yeah. You
but
need
it
to,
breaks the Loctite. At 100%, the heat from a suppressor will break down red Loctite.
yeah, yeah. Facts. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, clearly when you're putting like a suppressor is going to add uh significantly increase and add more pressure, more heat, and I just I've made the mistake before, but I wouldn't. I would just go rock set. Honestly, there's no
A
reason. If
little bit of rock set, a drop on the muzzle device and a drop on your barrel threads. That's it.
I like to dip the whole.
You could usually take a paintbrush and you just paint it on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like Sig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think SIG actually uses an entire bottle of Rockset for one muzzle device. They just kind of keep going with it.
They-
And I think they put the muzzle device on and it's a continuous stream of Rockset.
yeah. As they're putting it on, it
Yeah.
covers the whole muzzle brake and
Yeah.
lock set, and
They
yeah,
should just put it on the bolt carrier and really just, you want it to stay
yeah.
in the receiver.
Head spacing.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
don't need head spacing when you have Rockset.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's also so crazy that like it's insane that you take a torch to a muzzle brake that's been locked tight down and take the thing right off. Take a torch to rock set, like you said, it
It
does
eats
nothing.
it. It's because it's a
Literally,
ceramic adhesive. It's meant to take heat.
yeah. You literally put it in super hot water, let it sit in water, or like you said, boil it or something like that. And you're like, what? Like water? Like really? But it's intended to be like that. It's designed to be like that. It's kind of crazy. Just dump it in there. That's probably what they do.
I think
They
they actually take a vacuum chamber, they fill it with Rockset and put the barrel in there. They remove all traces of oxygen, so no oxygen, just Rockset.
yeah, totally coating the entire firearm.
Yeah, and then there's actually when they take it out, there's a block of Rockset around the barrel, and they CNC off the remaining Rockset. So you're just left with barrel and muzzle device.
Yes, that's all they do.
And if you want to take it off, fuck you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Because sick,
Call
fuck you.
call the fire department and have them hit it with the hose.
And if not, just
Yeah.
send it back to SIG and
Oh.
wait 12 weeks.
Red thread locking compound requires heating for removal. Yeah.
But that's
Yep.
what suppressors make.
Yeah, tremendous amounts of heat. Especially if a lot of dudes will build like a dope rig, a sick AR, and then they'll, put a can on it and then they'll put like an FRT in it or a binary trigger or something that is increasing their volume of fire, in a big way. And that I'm telling you, with a binary trigger or something of the like, if you have a suppressed 5.56, run one like do a mag dump, like do a three
Mag, shoot
second,
5 rounds through it.
yeah, even just a few. But if you just do a 3 second mag dump, bro, it's done. You're not touching that. Like I've melted my gloves onto my can from one mag dump.
He said droopy barrel baffle strike touch.
Droopy. Rockset sounds magical. It is, and it's inexpensive too.
Yeah, it's like $15 for a bottle, and that'll last you forever.
Bro, I swear to God, I got a bottle that's like this big of it when I was like 21, and I've never replaced it. It's literally hardening inside the inside the bottle. Welding gloves. I think I missed that. You have one hot can, so she said.
I
Yeah,
do.
I mean, it gets hot. It gets hot, especially when it's getting put to use. So I ended up in a conversation the other day regarding magazines, and this was somebody that when they go to the range, they use Magpul mags in their Glock, ETS mags in their Glock. I personally don't have any problem with Magpul. I think they run pretty well. The first gen ones had some issues, but it is their issues really only were their first run was 17s. The angle was slightly off, so the 17 wouldn't work well in a 19 or 26. Mostly they wouldn't work at all. Um, but the guys running Magpul mags, which I say is okay. Um, somebody was talking shit about Magpul mags, and my guy Freakisting said, "You know what? You're right. Magpul guns or Magpul magazines are so terrible that every Shadow Systems that you purchase includes 2 or 3 of them in in the box, right?" But then he also uses, Glock aftermarket mags like ETS. He has Amend 2, and that's a tragedy in my opinion, but, also KCI mags. What's your outlook on some of the aftermarket, Glock mags that are out there, and which ones do you think are acceptable?
Really, the only ones I've ran successfully and that I like are the Magpul mags and just the OEM Glock mags. Um,
Yeah.
I think Magpul's just nailed mags. They're AR mags, they're Glock mags. They're a hit. Other than that, though, you shop around. Glock mags are cheap enough.
Yeah, 29 bucks. I mean, that's yes, PMag, the Magpul, PMag, Glock, PMags, whatever. They're 15 bucks. They're not bad at all. Um, I would say tell me any other combat ready handgun, right? Like when you're looking at like most dudes, what are most dudes rocking nowadays? They're rocking Glocks, like in kit, right? Glocks, SIGs, staccatos, like you don't have a lot. How much are SIG magazines?
$60.
Yeah, or more, right? FN mags,
And I thought the whole point of them was it's cheaper to stamp metal,
yeah, right. um,
hence the AK.
staccato mags are freaking 70 to 100 depending on where you go. Shit, I got that FN 510, and I was like, oh, dude, I would love to have another 22+1 magazine. Shit was 79.99, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need
Not from
another.
Big Mac Defense, it's not.
No, not from Big Mac Defense. You're right. And I should have checked with you. There's so many other occasions where like I found a deal that was just crazy, right? And I just realized that really, hold on. How could I forget my lights?
I need to have like dealer cost days, like random days of the month. Like, hey, all pistol mags today you get for dealer cost.
Dude, that would be fire. Why is my light? Okay, whatever. All right.
I don't see any Hanukkah lights back there.
Oh, fresh out, man. Fresh out. I'll get to this question in 1 second. Is that Johnny Barr? Did you change your name to Johnny 1982? Actually, we'll go ahead and jump into it. We'll get back to this. What's your? Hold on. What were we just talking about before the Chanukah lights?
Hanukkah
Magazines. That's
lights
right.
magazine.
Magazines. Okay, so what are your guys' thoughts on swaging 22 LR cases into 5.56 projectiles? I just learned how to turn 5.56 cases into 9mm projectiles.
Couldn't speak on it.
I'm not hip. I am not hip. I do think any way that you can find a way to create projectiles out of trash, I am 100% game for.
So, what's your favorite Glock clip?
Okay, no, it's someone else. Sorry. Welcome, by the way. Um, I'm OEM all day. I
OEM
will.
clips?
Yeah, clips. I love clips. It's funny because somebody on Instagram, it was a gun channel, but they had said something. Oh, that Instagram shit that's been going around for the last couple days of that dude that cleared the judges um thing. The dude
Yo, that
gazelled.
boy flew.
Dude, I've seen one thing like that in real life right in front of my face, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Some dudes, they got ups that is just like it's crazy. It is inhuman, right? And this dude basically jumped over the equivalent of like a parked truck, you know, and he cleared up there. And I mean, I don't know why it took that dude so
But there
long to
was
fucking
no
park the thing.
downward curve. He jumped and just kept going up.
He kept going, he's Superman.
Like
That
you
shit.
didn't land, you just went up.
Yeah, and he literally dove directly into her. I was like, bro, that is I'm impressed. You know.
It was a struggle cuddle.
Hold on. Let's since you took yours off, I'll take mine off.
My head started hurting.
And respect to the dudes that I see rocking hats under their helmets, because bro, I don't know how you do it. He just wanted a hug. Oh, he got a hug. He got a hug. Okay, so one of the dudes said, "Oh, you should see the full clip." And I responded to him and I said, it's actually not a clip, it's a magazine. And then I was like, "Oh, sorry, wrong thread," right? Because he was talking about a video clip. But no, so when it comes to Glock magazines, I am almost always going to be running OEM. I will run some PMags. It's second choice would be PMags. When it comes to anything that's going to fall in this category, I'll say Amend 2 is the number one, will not be inside of the grip of my handgun, period.
It
Amend
won't be
2,
inside you.
it will not be inside me. Amend 2, pure trash. Absolutely pure trash. If anyone out there works with the company Amend 2 and you guys are curious if you want to do advertising with DLD After Dark, don't, because I won't. I'll literally break them with sledgehammers and video the whole shit. Um, so Amend 2 is a big no. ETS is a joke. It's just for pics, just for the gram. Well, DLD After Dark, don't you have one? Yes, I have one, but I don't use it. It's hidden in my little magazine ottoman. I have a magazine ottoman. I
Someone
know.
said shield arms. Fuck shield arms.
Dude, Shield Arms is so whack. I'm just kidding. I love Shield
I
Arms.
hope Dude Knowledge is on here.
Yeah, right. Shield Arms in the
Yeah,
G43X are
Shield
amazing.
Arms is good.
Yeah, no, they're excellent. That is what I'm rocking in the
You just pull that out of
43X.
your ass.
I did. That's why it hurts so
Someone just said Amend 2 is an anal vibrator, as you did that too.
bad. So I'm into pure trash. Um, uh, ETS trash that's sometimes usable, provided that you clean. And a lot of people have
If
said
you're
even one.
standing still at a range, not dropping your mags, not moving, they'll work.
Yeah,
Maybe.
y- a lot of people have said that if you clean and hear me out, lightly oil the inside of the body of the magazine, that it will work 100% flawlessly.
Shouldn't have to
I
oil your mags though, because that attracts dirt.
Yeah, I don't you won't catch me doing that shit. Yes, I also have a 40 round ETS because it's hilarious. Um, and what else? So I'm into trash, ETS, almost unusable trash. Pro Mag. Talk to me about Pro Mag Glock magazines, Joner.
I don't like them. Had
Hmm.
nothing but failures with them. Glock 43, Glock 17, Glock 19. Although I am tempted to try them for my 44 because they're one of the only ones that makes a 15 round 22 mag. It's not something I trust my life to. So, do I care if it works? Not
Yeah,
really.
I've actually heard a lot of people saying that those, funny enough, those Pro Mag 22 magazines for the Glock 44 actually work, which
You know, I'm
I
going to
just
order them. Do you need
I haven't
anything? I'm
messed
going to
with.
place an order.
I do. I need a 20 round KCI MP5 magazine.
Let's see if they're in stock.
I know they've been out of stock for a while. So that's the other company I was going to bring up, KCI. I actually don't really have a problem with KCI magazines. I'm
No,
just saying,
their
like,
MP5 mags are great.
yeah, their MP5 mags are awesome. I I was a little hesitant of them, right?
Guess what's
Uh
in stock?
no way. The 20 rounders? Yes.
Mag KCI fits MP5 9mm 20 round black, 127 in stock.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 120. So, like, fuck that. I'm not paying $120 for that shit. I will not F with anything but OEM mags unless training right now. Training Pro Mag is hot trash. Burning hot trash. KCI AK mags are fine. No issues with them yet. Yeah, I haven't seen any issues with the KCI AK mags. I just think like so. Okay, so here's another example. So P80 came out with Glock magazines, and the only reason they came out with Glock magazines is because they started coming out with, excuse me, serialized pistols. So for 1999, for under 20 bucks, you can get Glock magazines. Now, when you first look at them, they're decent polymer. It appears to be decent steel. The quality looks good. The numbers look funky. It takes the same base plates as a Glock. But it looks decent, right? I don't know. I thought they were good to go because a few people told me they were good to go. Dude, even running rounds through it, like dry firing, it was a disaster. So I have not actually taken them to the range and, taken the time to see if they work, but I'm just not going to mess with them. Um, I would take a KCI mag before any of the other ones that I mentioned. So OEM number one, like guys, they're $25 to $29. Like, come on. OEM is number one, Magpul is number two, and if I absolutely had to pick one, it would be KCI mags,
Are you talking about just pistol only or everything?
for Glocks.
Okay, okay.
Because
You know what I
honestly,
wish? I wish Lancer would drop some Glock mags.
yeah, see, I don't have a lot of experience with Lancer either. I always thought
I
Lancer
love
was
their
trash,
mags.
but they're
No.
good. They're
Their
good.
AR mags are great and they're steel feed lips.
Yeah, yeah, they seem good. I grabbed one. I didn't get to put any rounds through it yet because like all my kit is already set up. All my mags I got. Do you use aluminum mags at all?
No, they work, but if you drop them right or you mess them up and you pinch the body a little bit, like you dent it, mag's done for
Yeah.
because
I
you jam
remember
up the whole mag.
during the 94 to '04 assault weapons ban, they literally had jigs that you could hammer aluminum mags down onto to refit. This is how rare and expensive they were because at that time from 94 to '04, you companies weren't allowed to manufacture high capacity magazines anymore. That's what they call them. We call them standard capacity magazines or just right capacity magazines. But there were these essentially jigs because you were still allowed to own magazines, sell magazines, transport, trade, buy, sell, whatever. But companies could no longer manufacture them. So, of course, you guys know that did a number on all of the gun violence, right? No, it did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Good question. I'll get to that in a second. I
No
don't have any
drum mags
personal.
on ARs. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't have any personal experience with it. If you are, go beta C mag all the way. No, dude, I just rock 40 round sticks if I want to go high capacity.
Honestly, I haven't found too many scenarios at the range, like when we're running drills or whatever, that I need even 30 rounds. I've played with 10 round mags and running drills. Like, can you tell me many drills where you need more than 10 rounds? They're out there, but
Are you about to follow this up with, most concealed carry situations are,
no,
3
no, no, no.
rounds, 3 feet, less than 3
No,
seconds?
I'm just saying, like, I've never once been at the range and been like, I need a drum mag or I need 40 rounds.
Well,
Half the time I blow through half a mag, I'm like, I'm good.
it's not a bill of needs, No, I'm
No, no, no,
kidding.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you.
I haven't found a scenario where I've ever needed more than 30 rounds while doing something. So to say, well, why don't I run a drum mag? You can. I'm not going to tell you not to. I'll sell you one,
Yeah.
but
You'll probably have the best price on them. No
a
one got
little
shot between
goofy.
94 and '04. So I think that drums are a little ridiculous unless you're rocking an AK. It's a different vibe. But people rock the D60s and all that. I would get, if I were to get a drum, and I'm not a drum guy. I even right now, I don't currently own a drum for an AK right now. But again, I usually rock 30 and 40 rounders. However, if you're looking for peak performance, peak reliability, and the most ammunition you can fit inside your AR, and the most fun that you can have with your pants on, take a Gen 3 PMag 40 rounder and then get a Strike Industries +5 base plate. You can fit 46 rounds in your AR with a standard stick magazine. Now, if you really want to go ham, get the mag links from Magpul, get another 40 rounder, another Strike Industries AR EMP. It's a +5. And then you literally have 80, 92. Was that 92 rounds? Yeah, 80, 91 rounds. 91 rounds. Woo! Hey, man, that's fire. It may be a little heavy and a little ridiculous, but hey, it's worth it. Usually, what I do with the mag links, I'll have the 40 or 45 rounder on one side, and then the 30 rounder on the other side, and that
I
way it's
mean, I
not too
forgot
ridiculous.
Magpul actually makes an AR drum.
Yeah, the D60.
So like black on black. If you wanted a drum, get the Magpul.
Yeah,
Um,
and
yeah, the
and
Pro Mags suck. The KCI is not great. It's
yeah,
not meant to run from a drum mag, that platform.
yeah, I just don't have enough time behind them. But from what I hear, D60s, the Magpul drums work. But here's what I would implore you to do: if you're gonna get something like that, please do yourself a favor and hit up Jonah first, because I cannot tell you how many times that I thought I found like the best deal online or the best deal through whoever, and then I hit up Jonah and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can get it for $400 less." I'm like, "What?" I get like this crazy deal. He's like, "Yeah, no, I get them less." The reason that company was able to offer a deal was because the distributor or the manufacturer offered a deal to distributors, and Jonah got the same deal and is willing to sell it for
And
less.
I'll take a sometimes I just take a loss. I had some guys call me the other day. They had Tikka rifles. They're like, "Oh, Euro Optic, they're on sale." I looked, I'm like, that's my cost on the rifle. It was like $1 above cost. I was like, fuck it, I'll match it. I don't care. I made no money on that rifle, but I got 2
Yeah,
customers now.
there you go. My AR 40 round Pro Mag sucks balls. I believe that 100%. Oh my God, guys, he's here. Please say hello to Gerchop, Big Mac.
Hello, Gerchop. He came here just for me.
Just for you. That's it. Now he's gonna leave. I'm just kidding. Gerchop, I hope that you are getting much commissary. I hope that you're not still on 23-1 lockdown, and I just hope you're doing okay. Hope you're gonna get
Is he
released
actually
soon.
in jail?
Probably. I think we all agree. If you believe that Gerchop is literally in jail, then type a 1 in chat. And you know what? For this one, y'all, I too will type a 1 in chat. I mean, it's I'm starting to believe that he is actually in jail. 2. Is 2 no, or is that what? 0?
Binary.
Binary, non-binary. Yeah, but I Baczynski. Yep. In jail, 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 jail. I mean, it's some of the things that he says is like, "Yo, you've either been in or you're in," right?
Wait,
Like,
Goonbeam's been quiet the whole time and popped up just for that.
dude, Goonbeam, where you been at, bro? And shout out to Goonbeam for making the brightest, the brightest, the brightest flashlights.
His lights will even do that if you leave them on long enough.
Yeah,
You
well,
start
oh,
feeling
like,
this really
well,
hot feeling in your pant. No, I'm kidding.
the blue LED,
I want
man.
one. Oh shit, I forgot to put one in my order.
Yeah,
Goonbeam,
they're
can you add one to my order?
I think they're out until the next one. So
He
there
said he was good.
are
Yeah. Put
there
one on
are
my
others
order and
coming.
just you have my card on file, bill it. I forgot to add it to the order I just placed today.
But whatever amount that, I don't know exactly how many he ordered, but I think we only had a small amount of the EDC. They're the indestructible EDC. Oh, mine's charging right now.
I was gonna say I want
Uh,
to see one.
it's so it's the same design, but it's a different like color. It's got an FDE finger ring on it, which you can remove and add if you want to.
Like would you say it's a high lumen, high candela, or in between pattern?
It basically looks like a lightsaber with how high the candela is because it's such a bright blue.
I want one.
Apparently, the blue LED is like one of the brightest spectrum of lights. I think he said, or lights is spectrum, something about a spectrum. I don't know. Uh, and seeing the photonic focus of the blue is just insanity. Like here, let me see if I can pull up.
Not me messaging Goonbeam on Instagram right now.
I'm actually pulling up his IG right now as well. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, Goombame.
Wow. The EDC V2 is banging out 2,000 lumens when it turns on.
Hold on, I miss that. Yo, I got new calibrated lumen sphere, and the V2 EDC is banging out 2,000 lumen. What?
This guy just straight he makes lightsabers.
Seriously, when I go out and so remember when there was that like huge fire in Canada that our government, I mean that happened.
It was
Um,
Goonbeam, wasn't it? Someone
probably.
left it on and just tossed it into the woods.
I believe that, right? I believe, or you know what? You know what it may have been?
Yeah, it was one of those. They use those to start fires in the Everglades. They just
They
drop it out of
do.
helicopters.
Actually, throwing a flashlight is a great way to distract somebody before you run up on them with that 30. You know what I'm saying?
I was so depressed. We were off-roading in Arizona, and I got back, and we got off the Jeep and got back into the car, and I checked my pocket, and I'm like, "There's no light." And my girlfriend goes, "Oh yeah, I thought I heard something fall out of the Jeep."
Oh,
You
that's
mean
right.
the
You
Jeep
lost,
on the mountain up there that we're no longer at? The one way up there?
dude. That's how women are, man.
She's like, "Yeah, I thought I heard something." Thanks. So someone hopefully got a cool goon beam at the top of the mountain.
I think we need to start putting like uh like a goon beam something that's more easily distinguishable because if someone finds that, they would never be able to find like where to get another one, you know? Okay, here
Yeah.
it is. Look at that thing. Dude, it can't even come across the screen well. Like it's insane. Hold on.
Can't believe I
Just
lost mine.
that sucks, dude.
It fits so well in my EDC that I didn't even feel it. It was just becomes a part of you.
Yeah, and the size of it is literally perfect, and it is exactly like it's the same exact size of my Palm OC spray. So both of them fit right next to
Spray
each
it. I bet
other.
you won't.
You dare me? I'm just kidding. No. Okay, so let's see. So there, dude, it's just not coming across the same like in person. Damn, man. Yeah, that's it's just crazy. It is like unreal how
If
bright
anyone
it
needs
is.
a goon beam, me and DLD got them on our sites. You pick.
Yeah, actually, I don't have them on my site
Oh, I
on my
have them on
site
my
right
site.
now personally.
Goon beam
I
is
need
on my
to,
site.
but you know what I do have? I have in the description of this video, if you click the affiliate link and you go in and you use code dark, you get like free cold spaghetti in your package and stuff and you get money off.
Goon beam will actually send you kisses.
Yes, when you open up the package, a jart falls out and then you just you know, just
And
and it
if you spend
happens
$1,000 on Goon Beam store, free pee touches from Goon Beam.
for life.
Yeah.
And feet pics. There are the feet pics too. I think you get those either way though. Yeah, super high candela. It is like the photonic focus of the beam is insane. Hold on.
You could just shine it up in the air and it's just a spotlight.
Dude, you know what I have right here? I have a to show the difference. I got to grab my goon beam. It's right over there. This is the Streamlight TL2X 300 lumen. Okay. It's a joke. Hold
300
on.
with what, how much? Can't
300
even hear you.
lumens, right? Let me grab the goon beam. My EDC
Okay, we're kicking DLD off of the stream. Let's go. We're doing it.
fucking rifle lights.
Wish I had admin privileges on here.
I'm hoping that Goonbeam sends me the one blue EDC. All right, so here's that. This used to be so bright, y'all. Like this
John Crumb. I
back
thought
in
so
the
for a
day.
while too.
God, dude, this is
Is that the assault
insanity.
light?
Yeah, this is the
Dude, that thing is too
110,000.
bright. I used it at night.
You could like literally cook an egg with this. It is insane, dude. So that's the one. Then this is the
I got light on my
one
watch.
with the low pro pocket clip on it. I like this one. This one is pretty nuts. It's got a super tight, dude. It's just you can't compare it to anything else. Dark is a Fed.
Look at this. This
It's
is for
funny.
night vision use on my watch.
Is it actually like effective?
Yeah.
Really? And it's on your watch?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. You know what's also pretty dope? Is that Crump is a literal Fed. He's employed by the federal government.
Oh yeah, he definitely works for the ATF.
And well, no, not that government. A different. I mean, same government, different extension of the government. Hey, Flood Munitions, what's up, bro?
You know what I want? I want Goonbeam Lives with a little dick butt character on it.
Bro, I almost printed a dick butt frame, Glock frame the other day.
Yeah,
I
but
opted
honestly,
for.
I wanted to say, you know, the most useful thing for this light, honestly, what I use it for the most, when you get up in the middle of the night to pee, this is the most useful thing ever.
Really? Is that a smartwatch?
Yeah, it's a Garmin. It's a Garmin Garmin Instinct 2X Solar Tactical. It has a
Where-
ballistics computer on it.
What are the benefits of that watch?
40-day battery life.
40 day.
40 days. That's before the solar. If you spend 2-3 hours outside, get 50,000 lux of light, it'll keep the watch consistently charged.
Okay, so hold on. So I'll do a Big Mac run of
Please,
dick butts.
let's do it.
Dude, that would be hilarious. But you got to do dick butts all over it, lasered like a Louis Vuitton pattern. You know what I mean? To where
With the lines in between it.
yeah, that shit would be hilarious. Not employed. I thought you. Oh, he's employed by
That's
a
the other John
company
Crump.
that's employed by a company that's contracted by a company that's contracted by a company that works for or is paid by the federal government. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Haha. I know. Need me a Goonbeam right quick. Yo, hey, Goonbeam, here's a great chance for you. Flood Munitions has a great following. If he were to come out and give an excellent review of Ze Goonbeam, it would probably drive some business your
It
way.
warms my heart. my heart. I'll
Hmm.
be on different like high tier snobs. People
Mhm.
are like, what's a good flashlight? And all of a sudden I just see Goonbeam start to be dropped and
Oh,
like
dude,
high tier. That's warms me a little bit.
it's a big deal, man. It's like dudes that are so like the Geisley Super Duty. Um, I found that there is a cloud defense light that is literally exactly the same color green, and I was like, no, I'm not putting a cloud defense on that. I'm putting a Goonbeam on it. Like I'm just not dudes that are out there rocking, Geisley Super Duties, and night. I've seen it on nights, right? Like Dust has a knight's armament with a goon beam on it,
Bob, Jonah will accept PayPal if you want one.
Jonah will
That you need to text or call me later. And I'll Yep.
If you want, you know what would be a good idea? Go in your at the bottom of the screen where it says the little backstage thing, click on edit your name and literally put your phone number in there. That way they can hit you up. Because I know they could just type in Big Mac Defense into a search engine, but that's way too much work for them. They need to just see it. There you go. SB1. Oh, 561. Okay, got that. Okay, so one of the things I did want to hit up Jonah, and look, I told you guys, man, I came across this crazy deal. These, shadow systems that, I was looking at to purchase for $1,080, $950, and oh, they're on sale for $899. When they went on sale and they were on sale for $499, I was like, bro, this is the best deal I could ever imagine. Okay. I bought it, no question. Didn't call anyone, didn't consult with anyone, bought it, and then I sent the link to a few friends, right? I hit up Jonah and I was like, "Bro, I just got the best deal ever." He's like, "Oh yeah, I would have given it to you for less."
Like 475 or something.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" I was like, "How could you ever be less than 499? I thought this dude was taking a loss." He was like, "No." And he'll explain it to you. He's like, "No, see, what happened is like so and so, there's a discount in this for Black Friday. So because of this, it's this, and I'm only trying to make a little something off, like barely nothing, essentially. And I'll give it to you for this." I was like, what the fuck? I would have much rather given you the business than, um, some literal stranger on the internet.
I think I've done this with you, and I started doing it with my friends. I'll just like if you're in the circle, I'll just be like, here's my cost. You choose what you want to pay. If you want to throw on extra, if you want it at cost, it's up to you.
That's good. That's fair. I just usually pay whatever you say. And like the handguard, I was like, "Yo, I need a BCM handguard." You were like, "Okay, I'll give it to you for X," which was less than every like single other place on the internet. I was like, "Bro, I need to call Jonah for every single thing before I make a
I tell my
purchasing
friends,
decision."
don't make gun purchases without consulting me.
Yeah, for
'Cause I'm
real.
going to save you money.
I've actually had some people, interestingly enough, had some people hit me up and ask, just because a lot of times we go through so much like technical information on this and, information that like it takes years to understand all this stuff. I was having a conversation with a friend before my live stream, which is why I couldn't jump on the tactical turkeys tonight. Sorry, guys. And we were having a live stream, FaceTime conversation about his medical kit and, we were talking about medical, and I was like, well, for all of these things, you need to consider this. And he's like, well, should I put, this in my kit or this in my kit? And I was like, well, you should have one of both because you never know if you're going to be treating yourself or if you're going to be treating somebody else and they may be on blood thinners and you can't use that for someone on blood thinners. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, just like you can't use, this on someone with that. And this goes, ibuprofen is filtered through your kidneys and Tylenol is filtered through your liver. And you can't, he's like, yo, how the fuck do you know all this stuff? It's like, uh, probably over a decade of using drugs. But aside from that, and I've been clean for over a decade too, y'all, just saying. But probably like years and years and years of compiled information that may not make sense when you're initially acquiring it. And then when you get the big picture later on, it's like, boom, like, why does this fool always go live when I go live? Dude, give it a break. Come on. Get off my dick. Sorry. Okay, sorry, getting back to it.
Oh yeah, the watch. By the way, you need to get one of these.
Oh yeah, so what about the watches that that just self-wind?
Dude, well, I mean, you could use those, but this thing is just so feature packed. It's insane.
Yeah.
I thought Garmin fell off the map. I thought they were a dead company, and I was looking at watches like Apple Watches, Samsung, and I'm like, I think I settled on a Google Watch originally. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
it's
they're
cool.
good. Dude,
4 days battery life. This is cool.
Garmin
And then
is killing it.
I stumbled on a Garmin and I started reading the features. And I was like, holy shit, these things are insane. So I like this. It's not touchscreen, it's button controlled. It's very similar to a G-Shock.
Yeah.
Button controlled, 40-day battery life without the solar.
Sorry.
It's got like all these crazy GPS capabilities. It has a ballistics computer, and all of the Garmin stuff pairs with applied ballistics. So if you use any of the applied ballistics gear, all of their range finders, their ballistics computers, everything, your Garmin equipment will pair with it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and do that. That's actually a good idea. Put Jonah in your phone as must consult for future gun purchases.
Text
Bro,
me, tell me who you are and what you need, and
Best deals on night vision. You cannot commercially get night vision for a better deal than what he's going to offer. The prices on like, oh, so that's what I was talking about. The handguard, right? Like I was looking for a BCM handguard, and I mean, I literally was at the cheapest company on the planet. You helped me. I needed that upper. Boom, you helped me. Like all these things, like it's just super helpful, man. And I've made the mistake of not checking with you first. So it's not guys, this isn't like a Jonah like commercial or like a Big Mac commercial. Okay. I'm just saying, like, do yourself a favor. Like, I don't give have you ever paid me anything for anything ever?
No, there's like no affiliate relationship with us. It's like
At
I
all.
like you, I hook you up with shit like I do my other customers.
Oh, I like you
So
too.
like
Yeah, no, I
I
want
said,
that
I
to
don't
be
take a
clear.
salary from my company. I don't like take out of my company. I'll buy toys for the company and get to play with stuff. So that's the benefit for me. So like
Yeah.
I could sell you night vision and make $4,000 on you. But why?
Yeah, right. You'll never come back.
I'd rather sell you night vision, make a minimal amount on you. Now you have night vision. You'll tell people where you got night vision. I made a little bit
Mhm.
of money and I know I got you something cool. That's more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Uh, does it reheat pizza? Yes. Yes, it does.
I'm sure if you crank the GPS up on it, it could.
Yeah, right. Olights reheat pizza for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that's proven. They also will pink mist your brains if you're using your mouth to hold your flashlight while you're working on your car. Don't do that. Don't do that, guys.
I always do that.
So now, what a lot of people don't know about you, Joner, is you like a particular type of ARs,
Mm.
and that's caused a little bit of controversy, mostly with only dude knowledge. But
Yeah, it's dude knowledge and fish and
yeah,
dust.
yeah. So we talked about uh, entry level. I'll use that word, entry level stuff. We talked about low mid tier, high mid tier, and high tier stuff. The high tier category is very sparse, right?
It's sparse and it's dicey.
Yeah, yeah. So hold on, what do you mean dicey? Does
Like,
that mean?
what is high tier? It's hard to classify sometimes. When does a brand fall into high
What?
tier, fall out of high tier?
There's a new bill in Virginia to ban 80s. Yo. Sorry, we'll talk. I just had to say that out
They
loud,
just banned porn in North Carolina, by the way.
bro.
Not 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 literally, but they did. You can't get on Pornhub in North Carolina.
They did the same thing in Virginia, bro. That's
But
and
like,
I'm
is it
serious.
still active for you?
Yeah, yeah. You literally cannot. And I mean, there are ways to get on, right, but I honestly I think porn amongst other
Like
things.
legit, this is it. I cannot log on to Pornhub. There's no option to get on. It just brings me to this page.
The speed at which you pulled that up is bothersome to me.
Cached.
I look, I don't I think porn amongst a lot of other things, porn, money, social media, all this it's done a number on it. I mean, it's destroying society, but um I still think people should be able to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't think there should be any limitations, especially limitations bestowed on the people via the government.
Look, if you want to go online and watch Step Bro stuck in a washing machine, that's on you.
Uh,
You should be able to
uh,
do that.
why'd you say step bro? Oh man, bad for the brain. Absolutely.
But
Um,
anyways, yeah, high tier, dicey.
oh yeah, sorry. So high tier, low tier, mid tier, all that stuff. But where let everyone know what your go to ARs are.
My go-to is PWS, primary weapon
Yeah.
systems.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was muted. My bad. I'm just kidding. So talk about why.
It's long it's a long stroke piston system like the AK.
Long
So
stroke, baby.
still mostly mil spec. They've essentially just bored out the hole in the upper receiver.
Hmm.
And there's a piston that's staked and attached to the bolt carrier that runs the length of the weapon to the gas block. And it cycles as one unit. And the benefit is you're not cycling gas back into the receiver and all that carbon and dirty crap. It runs a lot cleaner.
Hmm.
I've like done like, 700, 800 round courses. where I'll oil the gun up, clean it beforehand, get done with the course. There's still oil in the gun. I'm like, you can't beat that.
Dang.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, piston definitely hits different. Like that
that's
is
what I run too. What flood munitions? I run a PWS Mark 111 Mod 2. I made a machine gun from them. It runs excellent. I just got their new Mark 118. I got a bunch of their stuff. I don't sell it. I don't use it because I sell it. I sell it because I use it.
Yeah, and let me just say for people that may have just come in here, he's allowed to make machine guns.
Yes, I'm an
So
SOT.
yeah, so there you go. So 69 people in here, 6.9% or 6.9, roughly 10% of these people are likely federal agents. So he's allowed to. You can look up his SOT. So there you go. Which stands for Special Occupational Tax.
Taxpayer.
So I got the Alpha 113 and 114. Okay,
Oh,
that's
the alphas
cool.
are cool. They do like special runs and they call them alphas. They change up the colors. They kind of do like your 40 Mike Green
Oh,
in one of
really?
their alphas. Yeah, it's an anodized green. It's really cool.
Oh, that's right. I think you sent me but when I was talking about getting that. I think you sent me a picture of that.
But just suppressed, they run so smooth. I did have a little bit of a problem, but that was we found out because of the suppressors. Just I went from a 30 cal to a 5.56 can, which inherently causes more gas, and I didn't really know that because I ran 30 cal forever.
Yeah, yeah, it increases back pressure just a bit.
But yeah, I got
Um,
that gun running so smooth. It runs at such a great pace on full auto now. I'm running the Voltor A5 rifle length buffer system with an A4 H4 buffer, spring coast spring, and it's so well tuned now.
nice. Gerchop, you're not muted, you're not banned. You're everyone can see you. So I promise you're not.
It's his prison Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Someone
Try
had to keister a Wi-Fi router and it's just been spotty.
yeah, and I think those things are on like 2.4 gigahertz or something like that.
Yeah.
So just try throwing a rug over the razor wire next time.
Yeah.
JK, don't do anything illegal ever.
But
And
yeah,
don't listen.
PWS rifles are amazing. That's like my go-to.
Yeah,
I don't think I own any DI ARs because of that. I own all PWS. And like I said, I sell it because I own it and run it. For the most
yeah.
part, you know me, I'm pretty picky. I won't sell something. I'll sell it, but I'm going to kick if I don't like it. I'll tell you I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I know every single person is in, a different category as far as purchasing because everyone has different, as far as like income and their, availability of cash and whatever. So if someone needs to buy Anderson upper and lower, and you saw me recently, dude,
I saw. I gagged. I saw.
39.99 for a 14.5-inch Anderson barrel.
And that's
Now
actually what it's made of. It's just a cardboard tube that you put on your upper.
this is it. This is the complete barrels. I'm just
It's a one-time use barrel.
yes, yes. But it was 39.99, and it's like now of course Anderson didn't make this barrel, right? Like this is something we've talked about before on the channel. But look, I'll throw some shit together. I want to see if it works, and when I build this, I'm going to guest question. How hard would a 6.5 Grendel AK be to build? I don't even know what 6.5 Grendel looks like.
What about Grundles?
Grundles. Yeah, I
Oh,
think if
he
I'm
said
not
AK,
mistaken,
not AR. I thought that was AR.
well, so I think 6.5 Grendel, if I'm not mistaken, is AR-15 size, whereas what is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's not AR-10 size. So I don't know if that would if you would need to use a 7.6 2x39 or 5.56 AK to be able to achieve that. I don't know.
Someone did make a 6.5 Grendel. So Vepper, there was a Vepper 6.5 Grendel, but Vepper is no longer imported.
Really?
There is a company, Lee Armory. Let me see if they still make it. Oh
The
no, they
Grendel
shut down.
Oh, the Grendel uses a 7.6 2x39 case neck down to 270.
Yeah.
Dang, that's what's up. Yeah, I never got into the 6.5. I mean, back in the day, I did a 6.8 SPC, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with these, weird calibers. I'm just going to use shit that's proven. Stick to the armory concept. Same calibers, same. You want to change things, change barrel length, right? You want to change things, change, something else, right? I just never got into it. But as certain rounds do become kind of staples in the industry, we'll call it. um yeah, I like now, even though I've done 300 blackout in the past, I'm gonna go to another 300 blackout for a backpack gun. uh it's not going to be something that I stash 20,000 rounds of, right? Because I literally currently do not have any 300 blackout at all.
I've never built a 300 blackout, and I want to.
I haven't built one. I One of the coolest 300
I
blackouts
haven't bought
I
one.
have.
I've not owned one.
Oh, like at all? Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I had let's see, hopefully Geisley moves their 6.5 lower over to 5.56. Is it in
Hmm.
a AR-10 set? I didn't know that Geisley had a 6.5. 6.5 Grinnell kills it in an AR. Well, I saw something else here. Uh Tivino, what's up, man? I don't like messing with weird calibers either. Yeah, it's just kind of a little off for me. Pepper had some awesome rifles, 6.5, 243, 30-06. Still kick myself for not getting a 30-06. So I had a chance to shoot a 30-06 Vepper and a 308 Saiga, and that is where my permanent hearing damage came from. Like that day. Seriously, like I still have permanent hearing damage. I don't know if I technically have tinnitus or whatever it is. Um, it's just got me running around like Baby Driver. Longbow tail pill nested in the short intermediate cartridge. Yeah, I mean, dude, I like the idea. I just uh, I think most of your guns should be, repeatable, duplicitous. Like, if something goes down, you can fix it with the shit that you're going to find. In most situations, that's going to be stuff that's being run by law enforcement, military, and most civilians. So in my eyes, that's 5.56 ARs that take standard BCGs. Like, I know, so Jonah is rocking mostly piston guns, and we'll kind of get back on this in a second regarding like the PWS stuff. um and like for PWS, if your BCG goes down, could you just grab a bolt carrier out of any AR to fix your gun?
The bolt carrier's mil spec. It's just instead of I think they cut a little channel, but instead of your gas key on top, they stake the piston.
Okay,
But PWS is also really good about replacement parts. You could basically call them for any spare pin or part, and they'll sell it to you.
so you
So
could stash some
it's
parts
good
of.
practice in your range bag or your kit to always carry a spare bolt carrier, whether it's a DI gun, a
Yeah,
piston gun. You're gonna buy one anyways. Just buy. So I have, just because I have 5 PWSs, I happen to have a bunch of bolt carriers for them. So I always have one around.
yeah.
But it's always good, no matter what gun, to carry a spare, just entire complete bolt carrier. But
um
other than that, the rest of the guns, it's mil spec. It's ambi lower. There's a bunch of ambi lowers on the market. You can't really. There's no mil spec for ambi yet.
Live life, what's up, brother? My bad, I'm just catching up on chat here. Suppress 300 blackout with subs is a lot of fun. Absolutely. I have to stockpile more than I planned just because I like to let people shoot it. Yeah, it's a crazy experience. It doesn't get enough love for how much 300 blackout did for the AR world. It changed everything. Prior to that, there was not a round that there was not a subsonic round that could cycle the bolt, and just simply by switching a magazine would give you a full power 30 cal cartridge. It changed things a great deal. Prior
What's
to
really cool
that,
because you could shoot 300 blackout out of your 5.56 barrel. Don't do that.
please don't do that.
Don't do that.
I was
That's
gonna make
actually that's the biggest problem with that round is you'll get one mixed in
absolutely.
with your ammo, and it will chamber enough in a 5.56 chamber that it will go off in the gun
It
with
will.
disastrous results.
It will be a grenade. It so I part of me wanted to joke when you said that, and then I was like, hold on. We have about 70 people in here. There's going to be somebody stupid out
Well, I
there.
talked to the warranty guy from PWS because people send their guns back. I don't know what happened. My gun just blew up. And he said you could tell as soon as you get the gun and you look at it, you're like 300 blackout. You
Yeah,
just know there's a very certain way it explodes and just kind of explodes down the magwell and out.
dude, it's they gotta find another way. I mean, I know, like, you talk to dudes that run both calibers, right? And they're like, "Look, I label the magazines, I separate the ammo, I only use like so for the Rattler and 300 Blackout, I'm only using Lancer mags for that because they've proven themselves so far. From what I hear, I have not run them, like I said that earlier, but 300 Blackout, and I don't want to confuse, but I don't want to use all my stashed 5.56 mags for that those are just for my 5.56 guns. So if I only run Lancer mags and I only
Well, and the Lancer
always
mags
carry
are identifiable. What they do is they take their black mag body and they
mhm,
put a flat dark earth plate on it.
yeah,
And it is clearly identifiable. Well, wait a minute, that's a two-tone mag.
yeah, yeah, I heard about that. I found a 300 blackout round in a magazine full of 5.56. From then on, I created a system to keep them separate. Ooh, you should be very grateful that you found it that way. My neighbor bought his first AR. His friend took him to the range, and that exact thing happened. Man, that is terrible. That sucks.
Yeah.
It is a literal grenade. It's crazy. But anyway, to get back to the whole AR conversation and piston thing, I got a couple piston guns, and they shoot so much cleaner, and they just the design of them is just it's night and day. Your DI guns will run, right? They will run with a can. You're gonna have to chew on that gas when it comes back to you. Like you feel it. It's all up in your grill. But I use a gas buster charging hit. Yes, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. All right, but and I
You're
forgot whoever said
band-aiding just an inherent problem.
yeah, yeah. It's and there are pros and cons with it, but for me, my go-to gun is a direct, impingement 10.3-inch 5.56 with a 30 cal can. I know that is not the best idea. And I literally have to reach past my $2,500 SIG piston SBR to to grab it, like I have other options, but I don't know. That's become my go-to. But it's super clean, it's super smooth, it's got a heft to it that, most other ARs don't have, and it just shoots different. The impulse is different. I could see how somebody could fall in love with that. What are some other, aside from PWS, what are some other companies you like or recommend?
For rifles,
Actually, before we go there, let me ask you this. What is the average price point on a PWS AR?
I want to say around 1,300 because they discontinued their pro line. The pro line's still around. So if I could snag you one, it's like 900, I think.
Really?
Yeah, the pro line is solid, I believe. It was
I
eight,
thought they were
900.
like 2 stacks.
No, so that's their like highest end. Their Mark 111 Mod 2 is 2,200 for a complete rifle, but that's an ambi lower, their whole upper. You usually get some fancy muzzle device. But yeah, their Mod 1, which is their middle of the line rifle. And all of their rifles, by the way, use the same barrel, the same gas system, the same gas block, the same BCG, everything. All the internals are the same. The only difference is the upper receiver itself and the rail.
Mm,
The Mod 1, it's more of their like LE focused gun, so it has a forward assist, um, just a standard forged upper and rail. Um, Nothing crazy. And those are like 13-ish, I believe, for the gun. I have to double check, but
So what other companies would you put in that category? Because I know you know some of the features that you're talking about, like even if you dropped, 2 grand or sometimes even more on like a complete Geisley Super Duty, it's not fully ambi, right? It's not that well, for some companies and some guns, there are some pros and cons that fall in the same category and price range. So what other companies and guns would you put in that category and price range? I could think of
That have the
one.
same features or no?
Similar features, doesn't have to be the exact same, like LWRC comes to mind.
LWRC does. Are we talking piston guns?
So that's what I was gonna say, for a DI gun, you're gonna be looking at, like, 14 to 1,700 bucks, ballpark 1,800 bucks, but for a piston gun, I mean, their piston guns are over 2 stacks now.
CZ Bren 2.
Yes, that is an excellent gun.
That is a short stroke piston. So the difference between long and short stroke, for those that don't know, long stroke is like an AK. The piston is
Yeah.
attached to the bolt carrier. They all move as one.
Mhm.
A short stroke piston, you have a piston like an op rod that's cycled by the gas block. You have your bolt carrier,
Good to see you,
and the
bud.
piston rod simply punches the bolt carrier and it cycles the bolt carrier every time.
Yeah.
Whereas the PWS just cycles as one. So that's long stroke versus short stroke. Um, the Bren 2 is a short stroke, so you get a little sharper recoil impulse, but you still have the same benefits that you're not dumping all of this hot, dirty gas into the receiver of the rifle. And the Bren 2 is a smooth rifle.
Yeah.
I have one. I just never shoot it because I have my PWS. But
Yeah,
and they
I would
also the
love
Brens have made some serious Ukraine appearances.
Detective John Kimball says, "Long stroke is what I lay on the old lady."
Give me the old 2 pump.
The old 2 pump. What type of barrel do PWS rifles use?
PWS actually
Hammer
makes
forward.
their own barrels. Um,
Really?
they are
So I got a guy out there that, like, I don't know if he has a spreadsheet, but my guy out there that always comes back and comments after the live streams, I gotta say I'm thoroughly impressed with you because he will come back and he like at like 2.5 hours into a 3 hour live stream, the next day he'll drop a comment, actually, this company makes these companies barrels, and this company makes this company, like I don't know if he's keeping a spreadsheet or something, but yo, my guy out there, you know who you are. I'm impressed with you, man.
good question. I never actually checked.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were, cold hammer forged
They're
or
not hammer forged, I don't think. I don't remember if they're nitrided or chrome line.
well, when you bought your PWS and you opened up the bolt, did you see bright shiny chrome in the barrel?
I don't know. Usually I shoot them too quickly.
Right. Dude, I'm looking at this Super Duty, which I have not fired yet. Um, it's just like a bright shining chrome. Now, it's there's pros and cons with everything. Every decision you make on every rifle that you build or purchase, some things are better for other things. Like chrome lined is going to be best for like duty use, but it's not necessarily going to be the best for like, you know, medium range precision or, whatever. Every choice you make on a rifle or even a pistol build has some type of benefit and or consequence. Short stroke here. Anyone ever hear of HM Defense with the monoblock barrels? I am not
No.
familiar. Check out
So
Carbine World.
PWS nitrides their barrels. It's a nitrided barrel.
Nitride. Okay. Uh, sorry, I'm going through and looking. I got lucky with mine because I did not know anything about gas blocks, etc. How's that lucky? I love short stroking. What are we talking about? Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't
the
know.
Bren 2 is cool also because, like a lot of the newer platforms, it uses an internal recoil spring system. So you can put folding stocks on there. There's even collapsing stocks right now, someone made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the MP5 style collapsing.
See,
People put the ACR stocks on them.
yeah, I do like that. I mean, look, when I see the CZ Brand 2, to me it looks like what the Scar PDW probably should
The
have
Bren
been.
killer or the Scar killer. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what? What? They
Well,
got
and
two
there
of those?
is a 308 Bren too, but it hasn't made it into the country yet. And people are like,
Yeah.
if that 308 gets here,
Oh,
it's over for the Scar.
yeah, it's Dunzo. It's Dunzo. I do like the gun, and I think it's a nice, smooth, clean, very ergonomic. I mean, it runs. Its system is almost exactly like a Scar, where the charging handle is. Now, I know there's a few dudes out there right now looking at their 16S or their 17S like, dark, screw you, DLD. What do you even know?
You know, I think Scar owners, though, they'll tell you this is a stupid gun, but I like it. All of the Scar
Yeah.
owners I've talked to, we agree on the same things about the Scar. They don't disagree. They just own the gun.
Yeah, I got a buddy who has a 17S that I've helped him do a lot of stuff with, and my dream gun, now bear with me, my dream gun for years was a 13.5 inch 17S. Like I was going to get one somehow until I started working on my friend's 17. Now I wasn't working on it, like I was just helping him like pop out a handguard and stuff while we were together. No money was exchanged and stuff for all the gay TFs out there. I'm just saying. Um Hold on. I miss You should check out 350 Legend. Yeah, I mean 350 Legend is good for certain things where like
It
people have
it
to
it was
hunt
specifically made to be state compliant for hunting with straight wall
straight wall
cartridges.
cartridges,
That's
correct.
the whole point of that round. A lot of states, for those
Yeah,
that don't know, restrict a cartridge. Here, I'll pull one out.
like a neck down cartridge.
So 50 BMG even. You have this is the cartridge neck.
Mhm.
And that creates a lot of pressure and creates a much higher velocity. And certain states are like, that's dangerous to hunt with, not
Yeah.
50, but just a neck cartridge.
250
So we're
for
going to
straight wall.
restrict you to straight wall, meaning literally like a 357 Magnum. It's just straight into
Yeah,
the bullet.
yeah, yeah.
So 350 Legend was made for that. I wouldn't say that's a replacement for the 300 Blackout. The 300 Blackout serves a very specific purpose, and it was actually to replace the 9
Yeah,
mil, like the MP5, as
MP5
a
SD, yeah.
the 300 Blackout's almost not a rifle round. It's more of a PDW, almost like a PCC round. It
Yeah,
was made for compact defense weapons.
but given the ability to you could swap the magazine to supers and reach out much further and
Yep.
get some serious work in.
I
Uh,
don't think 350, they don't make us, they might, but I don't think like subsonic 350 isn't really a thing yet.
yeah, I don't know. That's a good
And
question.
it's
I
too
don't know.
expensive of a round. It would have to take off a bit more.
Yeah, I think, for what it is, it's a positive thing that it's taking on for people that don't have to use it, but there are people that are, like, buying 350 Legend stuff and, building a 350 Legend AR, buying 350 Legend ammo in Pennsylvania, that hear people say, like, "Oh, 350 Legend is so sick." They're like, "Dude, I would not have any of this if I if I could hunt with a 270, you know? JC9 says, "Dark, have you seen super safety triggers on the MP5?" Yes. So now so I've fired the super safety a bunch actually when I was out at the IV 8888 shoot at Hoffman's table. He had a few super safeties on a few guns, and they were awesome. Now they don't currently make a super safety for the MP5. However, the 3D printable MP5, it takes standard AR-15 FCUs, fire control
Or you
units,
get a
fire control group.
binary trigger from Big Mac Defense.
Yeah, you could also do that. I also grabbed an HK binary trigger, but the printed ones take AR trigger groups, so or fire control units or whatever you want to call it. So it's fire control group, I guess FCG, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They use AR triggers, so that's why you can use a super safety in the 3D printed MP5s. That would make sense.
Also, back to the 350 really quick.
Hmm.
The biggest thing you're not considering when comparing those two rounds is the Spitzer or Spire Point bullet. You have the 350 Legend does not use like a rifle round, a Spire Point bullet. So the 300 Blackout is going to be substantially more accurate and aerodynamic. And it by a long shot.
Hmm. Yeah, he says, yes, but it has some good stuff going for it.
Oh,
It can
absolutely.
go
It's not a
slow.
bad round by
Can
any
be fast.
means.
350 Legend in an 8-inch barrel. No, 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 no. Right, that's true as well. DLD, I would much prefer using my 35 Remington. Dang, 35 Remington. That's old school. That's Grandpappy's gun right there. You need a cert. You need a you
A
mean a
sear
sear?
trip?
Yeah. Oh, duh. Sear trip. For the MP5
Oh,
SS. Yeah, for the 3D printed one. CZ Brin 308 will take a chunk of a Scar 17 market. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even for what you get, like shit, even look at what the Scorpion Evo did to the subgun world, the MP5 world, you know what I mean? Like all the it changed a lot, you know? I mean,
Pin John Doe's comment. Sorry.
hold on, where Subsonic 223 is crazy expensive. With it suppressed, it's quieter than my plastic pellet gun. You know
But a
why?
subsonic 223 is just 22 LR
That's ex
subsonic.
that's exactly what it
You
is.
could get I could get subsonic 22 LR for like 10 cents a round.
And here's the crazy thing. You know why 300 Blackout was such a big deal when it came out? Because guess what Subsonic 556 or 223 won't do?
What?
Run the bolt.
What do you mean?
It's no longer semi-automatic. When you use an underpowered 556, right? It is downloaded
Oh,
to
yeah. I mean, but
1,000 feet per second.
I was say you
You
could
you have
300
to
blackout subsonic will run a bolt.
absolutely. But
Yeah.
that's why it was such a big deal because at that time, the only subsonic ARs out there were, suppressed ARs in 556 that you loaded with subsonic ammo and you had to hand cycle it every time. 300 Blackout was such a big deal because it was subsonic, it was crazy quiet, and it ran the bolt effectively. And you could throw in supersonics and reach out, much further and have, I mean, you're doing some serious damage. What is it like 23 or 24? No, 23 or 2400 feet per second. You hit the hydrostatic shock or whatever the hell it's called.
At what?
At like 23 or 2400 feet per second, you create that hydrostatic shock or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, you mean going supersonic?
No, not supersonic. It's somebody out there help me out. It's the point that you increase the temporary wound cavity uh dramatically.
Oh,
That's drastically and dramatically
I
mixed
know what you're
together.
talking about.
I think it's called hydrostatic shock. Mach 1, Benchies. What's up, bro? Benchies, I was actually gonna hit you up. Let's talk later. 300 Whisper, yes. So 300 Whisper was the original 300 Blackout, but they forgot to do something which is important. It's called patenting your invention. And AAC was like, yeah, we'll take that. And they did that. Um,
So if anyone wants a really cool, inexpensive, um,
Big Mac's got the special sauce.
if anyone's looking for an inexpensive 300 blackout setup, the CVA Scout Compact. Trying to find it here. Blackout. Okay. Yeah, the CVA Scout TD. It's their 300 blackout compact. A guy brought one in the other day for me to put a muzzle device on. The thing is like this big. It is a break barrel takedown rifle. So
Mm.
single shot, threaded, and it's really tiny and it's light.
What
Um,
caliber?
300 blackout. They make it in a bunch of calibers, but you could get the 300 blackout.
Is it the 300 AAC handy rifle, the black one?
Here, can I present my screen here?
Yeah, let me just say really quickly, what Not My Name said is correct. I get a text from a guy who is watching, and he said, temporary wound cavity becomes a permanent rifling wound, exceeds the elasticity of human flesh. Queefostatic shock. Oh yeah, the queefostatic shock. That's good. How accurate is 300 blackout? It's not actually. That's why they make them in AR-15s, because it just fully semi-automatically shoots everything all over the place. You don't need to aim. I'm just kidding. It's extremely accurate. Very accurate. It's also very accurate out of a 5.5-inch barrel with a 1-to-5 twist, if you know what I'm saying. Jumpers have a 336, got it for a song, cheap. Got a 14-inch CVA Scout pistol in a 6.5
I'm telling you, these CVA
Ringo.
Scouts are cool, and they're like sub $500. So you could have a 300 blackout rifle, really good quality. They're well made, threaded barrel, and the whole gun takes apart. So you could store it in a package like this big, a very small bag.
Nice.
And it's single shot, which means if you put a suppressor on it, because the whole chamber is sealed, every shot you're taking, that gas is being forced through the suppressor. You can't get any gas coming back, which leads to noise. So they're very quiet.
Guns like that are, I call them movie quiet. And my Remington 700 and 300 blackout was exactly that quiet. It was just like,
You can listen to the trigger click and you could hear the bullet impact a berm.
yeah, it's pretty
that
insane.
quiet.
And this is what I said for anyone that was listening earlier when I said the 35 Remington was Grandpappy's gun. Tavino says, that's what I'm inheriting, a 336 in 35 Remington my grandpa has. See? Grandpappy's gun. Johnny 1982 says, Tavino, never sell it. That's cool. You're getting it. I'll tell you what, the coolest, the single most just insane thing that I had passed down to me was my grandfather, God rest his soul, love the man. He was an incredible man back when men were, well, men. And he passed down my great great grandfather's 1851 Colt Navy revolver that was carried and used in the Civil War. BV Luminous, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Let's see. I thought it was 2600 FPS. It may be. It may be. I'm not certain of the. I thought it was like 24 something because you may be right because what was it? A 10.3-inch barrel with XM 193 is it like 20 what 20 21 to 2300 feet per second, and that does not create the hydrostatic shock. So I think you may be right. It may be maybe over 2400. It could be 2600. I don't know. In the Civil War or World War II, if people were running around with 1851 Colt Navy revolvers in World War II, God bless their hearts.
Here, can I present my screen real quick?
Yeah, present it. You just got to click present it. So here, so do this. So click present, do share screen.
It's what happens if you have two monitors.
So I'll help you select it. Go to click the blue share screen at the bottom, and then click on a window.
I got you. I could specify the screen I want to share.
Yep. And then that way you don't share. So many people make the mistake of sharing their entire computer and their entire screen, and then there we go. Nice.
Can you see that?
That's pretty dope.
$400 for a really compact 300 blackout. The thing is so cool, dude. I can't I'm probably getting one.
It breaks at where it hinges, and you can literally just
so right here is where it breaks, and it hinges right under the handguard. So this handguard has a lever that pops off, similar to an over-under shotgun. Handguard pops off. This lever will break the barrel, and then when you pop the handguard off, you can take the whole barrel off. And this splits into two pieces. So piece one would be from here back. Piece two would be from here forward.
Nice. That's what's up. Yeah. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely throw a can on that. And I thought you said 1911. Oh no, it was a 1851 Colt Navy revolver. Big Mac Defense, did you get the PayPal for the SRO yesterday? Just making sure.
Yeah, you should. You got a shipping label. Check your email. You have you should see the tracking info for it.
He got one of the SROs that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Did you give him a good deal? Nice. Hell
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He's been a follower for a long time. Good to see you. The end is near. Beware, by the way. Appreciate you. See, we're just doing deals all over the place. That's also where it breaks if it fails too. Teehee. Yeah. I mean it's hard for a single shot 300 blackout to fail. Any gun can fail though. Any gun. And very, very skilled developers and manufacturers will design a gun specifically to fail certain ways. When is something new going to come out that's like super bad? Like everything is the same old, same old. I don't know. I mean, what's up, Aaron? Good to see you, bro. If you see through
They're okay. I've gotten a few of them in. They're ARs. They work.
You know what I would say? I would say skip those silly PSA BCGs and get yourself a toolcraft, and you'll be good to go. Just kidding. It's the BCGs are toolcraft.
I still say for $400, get a CVA Scout. Even if you don't buy it through me, they're cool rifles. A single shot 300 blackout, that thing is just whisper quiet is an overstatement.
Let's say if someone doesn't have an AR, should they get a PSA or put something together with Anderson and Arrow Precision? And
I would go PSA before I did Anderson, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what components you use from what company. Like for me personally, uh I don't have a problem with anyone using PSA, but I would feel more comfortable with like go cheap on the upper and lower and then spend more money on the barrel and BCG and then just get arrow parts and you will have a shooter. You will have a gun that works. If you get a
for
BCM
300
BCG,
blackout PSA for $500, don't expect a gun that's going to shoot one MOA groups and it's going to be like, the best thing in the world. It's going to run. You might need to tune it a little bit depending on the ammo and, if you're putting a suppressor on it. It'll run though. It'll work. I've transferred, people send them to me all the time because for some reason, when people order stuff on PSA, they don't think, maybe I should call the dealer to see if they can accept this rifle. They just send it to me. So multiple times in a week, I will just get PSA guns showing up at my door.
You're like, okay. Is this a gift?
Yeah, and I'm like, I could just turn this away when I want it, but no.
See, I think so. I think the controls, like the lower parts kits that I've had from Arrow, were better quality than the old dry. I don't know. I've just had
Call me crazy. I don't hate the Arrow M4E1 lower.
no. It's good. It's good. Low mid tier. No,
I have seen some quality control issues. I ran into one with mine. I was taking a course. It was like a 1,700 round 5.56 course. And towards the end of the course, we were shooting off the hood of a car in what's called like a junkyard squat.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, my rifle was jamming up. I'm like, what the fuck? So it was the very end of the course. So we finish up and I noticed I pull my bolt back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was riding on the mag, but my bolt carrier was getting stuck. And if you like shook the rifle, it would go forward. So while I was shooting, it was like boom, 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 jam. And I noticed if I just shook the rifle, bolt carrier would go forward and keep shooting. And I thought it was locking back. Turned out that the arrow threads for the receiver buffer tube, there was enough play in those threads that when you tighten the buffer tube, it wasn't fully concentric. It was canted in one direction. So but it happened throughout the course. So as the bolt carrier went back into the buffer tube, that slight misalignment caused the bolt carrier to stick. What we ended up doing, one person had happened to recommend on Facebook, said, do this. The same thing happened to me. It's crazy. He was the only person that came up with this idea. Everyone else was off on different issues because it was on a blog post. I locked the carrier back, loosened the castle nut, locked the bolt carrier back, wiggled the tube a bit, tightened the castle nut again, and I never thought to do this when building an AR,
Mhm.
Using the bolt carrier to make sure that your buffer tube is aligned and then tightening the castle nut fixed it.
Interesting.
But that was definitely, I think, a manufacturing flaw, that there was just those threads probably were not tight enough, and
Yeah,
they just
slightly
allowed a
off,
little too much play in that buffer tube.
or the threads were cut too deeply, or
Yeah,
like
whatever the case.
something.
They weren't cut properly, and it allowed that buffer tube to cant.
So this may make sense. Deplorable bitter clinger. Almost all of the arrow parts that I was using were old as dirt. Like these are arrow parts that I bought.
When you say parts, what are you talking about?
So like I had some Arrow Precision LPKs uh,
But
from
a lot of that stuff I don't think is made by Arrow. Lower
yeah
parts kits, I would be surprised if they weren't sourcing the parts elsewhere, which is not a bad thing, but you have to spin up an entire factory and tooling just to make these little parts. It's easier to buy
yeah
them from a company that already makes them.
yeah. I don't know who makes their LPKs, but usually like around the time that I stocked up on a bunch of parts, and I've used them up now. I had a bunch of parts: BCM, Arrow. What's that company? Giselle. Um,
Yeah, Giselle.
Giselle. Yeah.
I've seen her.
Um, um, they were old, right? They were years, probably. I don't know, maybe more than 5 years ago. So maybe has been a decline in some of their
But
basic parts,
you've
but
also
I
gotta look at how Arrow's grown in the last 5 years. They've
yeah.
scaled up manufacturing big time. When you scale up manufacturing, you start having slippages and stuff in quality, and it's how you handle that as a company.
But what about my Delton 556 I got in cut in the cut?
Delton.
I If it works and it works for you, dope. By the way, Tech, good to see you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a minute. You usually see him on the turkeys.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't run a Delton, but I know people that have run them and said they run them well.
Their older stuff, I think, was solid. I don't know about their
I think the difference is that like when I've talked to some folks that run like a Delton or a Diamondback, I'm like, have you had a good experience with it? And they're like, yeah, I shoot like 100 rounds a month and it runs great. And I talk to other dudes that are running other guns and they're like, yeah, I run 1,000 runs a month and it runs great. And some people, I would imagine that some people with they may not have the capability to run 5,000 rounds a month, or yeah, and I wouldn't expect anyone that is only putting $500 into a gun to run more than $500 a month in ammo through it. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
that probably sounds bad. I'm just saying we all have limitations on certain things, right? And I'm not the dude that's like, oh, everything has to be Knight's Armament. Bro, I'm as cheap as they come. I literally pieced my first like good gun together with whatever decent, mid-tier parts that I could grab, and I did it over months and months and months. It took me probably over 6 months to build
I mean,
that
that Geisley
particular.
behind him is just built from Wish.com knockoff parts.
Yeah, all of it. All even the lights. No, so the LWRC lower with a stripped BCM upper, with a BCM BCG, with a 10.3-inch Colt barrel, with the Midwest handguard, and the BCM gas block and gas tube took me more than 6 months to build, but not because I wasn't eager to build it. It's because I could only afford these little bits of stuff at a time, right? Like I ended up getting a lower off of a dude that was moving and he got an extra one, which is kind of shitty now looking back at it. Like that's kind of shitty, but I got it for like $230. Complete LWRC lower, stainless finish and all that. It was fire. I got the 10.3-inch Colt barrel, which you don't find too often. It was a 14.5-inch cut down, and the BCM BCG and bolt for like $200. And I think he threw in the BCM upper, and I was just grabbing what I can here and there, and then I ended up but you know what? At that same time, I was so blown away by the 10.3-inch Mark 19, and because that's when it was like getting like seriously popular. I went to go see how much just a straight up stripped Daniel Defense barrel was, and this is when we're talking like 10 years ago, right? Um, a 10.3-inch Daniel Defense barrel by itself is how much, Jonah?
The barrels, probably 500-600 minimum.
So back then it was 359, 389. No, back then it was like 329. I think nowadays it's like 389. The 10.3-inch barrel, stripped just the barrel, no gas block, no gas tube, no nothing. If they are more than that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because of the day and age that we're living in. But I think Daniel Defense is way overrated, and I think that it's not worth the money. I'm sorry.
You know
I'm
what
just gonna be
company that does not get enough credit and people don't even know about?
PWS.
Barnes Precision Machine, BPM.
I don't know much about them at all.
Dude, they've gotten some fairly large contracts. They were even in the running for the remember the SAS and CSAS deployment kits for the M110?
Oh yeah.
They were in the running for
Um,
that. They made a CSAS rifle.
oh really? The
Yeah, it's on their website. It's like 8,700, but
the
they
308.
make everything from like a basic AR for like $800-900, and they're such good quality parts, all the
Mm,
way up to their they make like their CQB rifle. They call it their CQB. It's their standard like battle rifle.
mhm.
They're like $1,600. They make a cool little PDW rifle. They make a bunch of really cool shit. They make DMRs.
Yeah, my buddy he assembled when Call of Duty, which one? The Nuketown, when the first one came out with the RSAS, um, he put together I think it was a DPMS SASS style AR-10. It's pretty nasty. It's just like, man, the heaviest GD AR-10 style. Dude, you know what AR-10 is dope? Well, AR-10 style firearm is dope
What?
that isn't really an AR-10 is the PSA KS-47. They use like a hybrid AR-10 upper and AR-10 bolt with like a hybrid AR-15-ish lower, and it takes AK-47 mags, and it's in 7.62 by 39. It's pretty nasty. Uh, it's basically like a CMMG mutant made by PSA,
Hmm.
and it's like 850. And they make an 8.5 inch, and I think they make like a 12.5 inch too, and a 16.5 inch. Damn, these are starting to hurt my freaking ears.
Yeah, now I'm sitting here looking at BPM rifles. I'm like, crap, I need to become a dealer for them. They're also right down the street from me. They live in Apex. Or they're out in Apex. I've been to their factory before.
So it says that Black on Black says that they're about 360 on primary arms. Look, that's not too bad, but like we had dudes coming in here saying that for under $500 they could get a complete AR from PSA. So like what I see in Daniel Defense parts, and it's just mil spec shit. You know what I mean? Like it's
It's a really expensive mil spec rifle.
yeah, with a cool rail, and I just don't. Even what was it? Tactical considerations? I think it was tactical considerations that posted videos all over his IG, and he got that brand new Daniel Defense V7 or whatever it was, and the shit wouldn't even work. He literally had to he had to send the shit back uh to Daniel Defense, and they were like, "Oh, it was like burrs." Like, if I'm dropping 32.99 on a mil spec rifle, I expect this many burrs, 0 burrs. All
Look at
right.
the two links I just sent you in private chat.
Yeah, no, I agree. Black on black. And I wasn't saying that like you our Daniel Defense guy. I was just kind of bringing up that same thing, but it's interesting that the price has only gone up because I think it was like 329 back then. Let's see. Is this the B?
Yeah, I sent you their like CQB, like their good rifle, and then their basic $800 rifle. Man, you hold them and you're like the rail and the upper and the coating and the quality of everything and the fitment is so nice for the money you're paying.
Really? I'm not even hip. Damn, that shit's out of stock.
Yeah, I'm gonna call them tomorrow and see if I could become a dealer because I kind of just want one.
Dang, that's out of stock
I
too.
just remember picking one up at my local store, and I've played with them before. My buddy has one, but I picked it up and I'm like, it just felt so well made.
Please make me a millionaire. Yeah, I haven't even heard of them until now. So I'll have to check them out. But there are a lot of companies out there assembling ARs. There are a lot of companies building ARs. There are a lot of companies that are really just taking parts from other companies and assembling their own
Yeah.
shit and lasering their
They
name
do
on it.
all their shit in-house. Like, even they make pistol braces in-house.
So then
Remember I showed you that all aluminum pistol brace I have?
the tail hook.
No, 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 no. It's an all aluminum pistol brace. You could like batter down a door with this thing.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing
I
that.
have it sitting in my parts bin if you want it. I bought it they make them. They CNC them.
Is it but for a buffer tube or is it for a pick rail or?
It's for a buffer tube and it has a set screw on it. So I think technically it would meet the here it is. I'm sending you the link here. I
Yeah,
can't send
I would love to see it. I actually need a pistol
So
brace
I
for
sent
this
you the
next
link.
build.
There's a piece of Velcro one wrap they give you with it for the arm brace, but
What?
it's entirely aluminum with a QD mount in it.
Bro, why why does that look exactly like the Car 15 four position stock?
Yeah, I have it in flat dark earth, but yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's the most solid pistol brace you're ever used. It is solid aluminum. Like once
Damn.
you mount that on the rifle and tighten the screw, it feels
Mhm.
like you could just take the rifle by the barrel and just smack down a hollow core door with that brace.
Bro,
It's solid, thick aluminum.
that's a very important skill to master because if your gun goes down and you got one arm, you know how to do a mag change. Once you get the old mag out, throw in your new mag. You know what you do to close the bolt, right?
What?
You slam that shit on the ground.
Oh, you mortar it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's right. I forgot the term mortar. What's the name of the company again? It's
Barnes
BPA,
Precision Machine.
BPA free, Barnes Precision Machining. Okay. Yeah, no, I was not hip to it. I'll have to check them out. But
They
I
have
mean,
like they have all these JSOC like contracts and stuff when you walk in, like all their JSOC awards, and
how
they've done like all the special forces contracts, and they're not a bullshit company.
I'll
Like
have
they
to check
don't
them
like
out.
we're special forces. They run our products. They don't really talk a lot.
They're not like in the first 3 seconds of a video. Oh, I run a company called Moonlight Industries and I make soft goods for SEAL Team 6.
Check out my AR 500 body armor.
Oh, that's good.
My
So
gong.
my Walmart gong. So let me ask you this. So they're getting a lot of good, contracts and I guess feedback and stuff. Um, One company that I don't know enough about to say if they're good or bad or whatever, but seem to be making a little bit of a ripple is Sons of Liberty Gunworks. What do you know about them?
I like SOLGW products. They've always made good products. Um,
Hold on.
they're
So real quick. So if you say Sons of Liberty Gunworks versus SOLGW, it's the same amount of syllables,
mm,
right? Sons of Liberty Gunworks, SOLGW,
7 syllables, 5
right?
syllables.
Liberty Gunworks, SOLG. Oh,
Liberty is 3 syllables.
no, no, I'm counting the letters now.
It's SOLGW. Get it right.
Okay, all right.
Solgla.
It's Soggle.
It's turning it into a stroke.
Yeah, I'm like,
No, I like their products. They make consistently high mid-tier products.
High mid-tier. Okay.
High
All right.
mid-tier products. And I don't they've been consistent in that they haven't fallen from that ever. They've never been higher, they've never been lower. They've always been consistent with the quality of their products.
What about Leroux?
LaRue is actually good. I think Mark LaRue is a troll.
Yeah.
Um, he's good at it. That C note and all the shit he makes. He makes these products that are like they're viable, but then you look at them, you're like, what the fuck? And you know he's trolling.
Nothing about Sons of Liberty stood out from the million other brands. Not worth the price. See, I don't know. I don't have
Their
enough experience.
quality, I think their quality compared to other companies, their price to quality ratio, I think it's there.
Okay. Now, what about an old company that is known for machine and tool?
LMD
Yeah.
lately, no.
Interesting.
But LMT was good. Yo, have you seen their buffer tube threads? All those
Mm,
pictures?
no. People have
Dude,
told me
people
about it.
post pictures of like the back of their receiver and the buffer. So you have where the buffer tube threads go in the back of the receiver, and then the threads are way off center. You've got like it's this thick over here and this thick over here.
Oh my
And there
god.
was a screenshot of an email to LMT like, yo, what is this? And LMT responded, oh, that's normal, just machining tolerances. Like, your threads are literally visibly off to one
Oh
side.
my god. That's terrible. How about Triarch? Not
I don't
hip.
know nothing about him.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
But yeah,
And look,
Mark LaRue that guy's a troll, hardcore troll. I wish they got a little more serious about their guns. Their guns are nice, but they're all heavy. They're so heavy.
crazy heavy. Yeah. And LMT, Stag, DPMS, people that came from the older Rock River, right? Like,
The
I
old
mean,
Rock River shit was cool.
it was cool, but good God, it was so heavy. You would feel like you need to mount it. You know what I mean? Like it was it wasn't like an infantry feeling gun. You know what I mean? Like if you I just there is just too much. And
Yeah.
their quad rails you could grate cheese with and tenderize beef with it
Do
like
you
that.
remember the Rock River the Rock River entry stocks? The A2 entry?
A2 entry. I don't think so.
For those that like retro, it's the A2 M16 stock, the big stocks.
Mhm.
They made an entry model. It was a mini A2 stock.
How
And they were
many
the
we
coolest things. And now they're when you find them, they're like $600.
Jeez.
You look up Rock River entry stock. I think it's the coolest thing to have that mini A2 stock on a rifle. It is so badass looking.
Dude, you know what mini stock I love that like no one runs and that anyone could have for under $200 with the tube, the stock, the buffer and spring?
What?
LWRC UCIW
Look at the
ultra
link I just
compact.
dropped you. You're gonna like it more.
Hold on.
Oh, LaRue triggers. I should have mentioned that. Those
Oh
LaRue
yeah.
MBT triggers, best trigger for the money, hands down.
I remember these
The entry stocks. You should drop the link for everyone to look at.
dude, dang, you can only have
Dude, that's such a good looking stock. I would
it is
100%
dope.
run that on my rifle.
It is dope. It's probably gonna say opens new link, whatever
Just
YouTube
take out the word
is.
open.
Opens in a new tab.
But yeah, LaRue triggers are pound for pound one of the best triggers for the money.
Yeah. Is it did it come across the link?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, those
Um,
entry stocks are bad, dude.
the sources reports are saying anywhere from 2100 to 2600 FPS, but I've always heard 2300 FPS. Firearms really need a marketing makeover. The sheer amount of forgettable numbers and acronyms just sound like a robot is glitching out. I know. It's like, but dude, at 2300 FPS, the hydrostatic shock and elasticity of the it's like, dude, most people don't know that shit. They're like, I buy gun shoot bullets sometimes.
Bullet hit target.
Yeah, sometimes. The root triggers are supposed to be just as good as Giselle.
That's what I run on my PWS. I love the LaRue triggers.
Really?
I called them because I wanted a full auto select fire trigger, and they make them, but they only do them in limited runs, and they wouldn't make one for me. I was
Damn. Yeah, that would be
like,
dope.
there's not a lot of options for select fire triggers. You have the Geisley Super Select Fire.
You
That
have the
fucker's
guys.
$400 for a
It's
select
all
fire
you
trigger.
need. It's all you need, baby. Come on.
Yeah, until you build 4 machine guns, then all of a
Don't
sudden you're
even-
$1,200 in triggers.
You just need to be sent on a new frontier. That's all that it is. And do a paracord trigger job. That's all.
On New Frontier?
Yeah. Do a paracord trigger job on a new frontier trigger, an M16 trigger, and you're good. You're solid.
I like my New Frontier trigger. It works fine.
Though I did like the YHM rails.
So everyone knows, legally, you can buy and possess full auto fire control parts group kits.
Yep.
Now, if you have a fire control parts kit and you have a jig and you have a drill bit and you have an AR lower laying around, then you're getting into constructive possession territory. But
Yeah.
parts kit alone is fine to have.
Yep. This is true. Though I did like the YHM rails for having Honey Badger style, where 80% of the suppressor was inside the quad rail. Yeah, and I don't know. So things have changed so much to where, like, so back then when YHM was like one of the innovative AR companies, most cans were direct thread. So when you spin a direct thread can down huge 2-inch inner diameter quad rail, it 2.5-inch, whatever, big ass quad rail, you could just crank it down with your hand and it would be tight, right? But now most cans are, well, not all of them, but there are a lot of cans that when you crank them down, you have to hit a release, which would be like 6 inches in the handguard. But on a direct thread, even as long as there's an inch showing, you can unscrew it or screw it back down,
So actually, a lot of people don't know Yankee Hill makes an integrally suppressed turbo upper. It is a
Turbo.
10.5-inch barrel with a can pinned and welded
Mm,
to make an overall 16-inch package. The can is tucked way into the handguard because you never have to take it off. So it's a one stamp
that's not bad.
rifle.
One
So you just
stamp is
get a
better than
stamp for
two.
what's on there, and it's pinned and welded to the barrel, so you don't have to worry about it.
Mm,
CMMG is also good. CMMG makes very good quality parts and guns.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
A little
I
pricey.
don't. Yeah, they are pricey, and I don't know if I would personally feel weird about, like, if shit popped off and there were helicopters in the sky and paratroopers coming down.
Helicopters in the sky, that takes care of that.
Yes,
No more
that does.
helicopters in the sky.
Yeah, there'll be helicopters, but they will no longer be in the sky.
Helicopter in the lake outside.
Yes, but like I don't know. I would feel weird, like, oh no, I need to grab my CMMG Descent. I don't know.
Same with the honey badger.
Yeah, honey badger, sugar weasel, all of them. Like,
I don't know anyone that runs them like defensively.
yeah, like if you, I could see myself. Okay, so if I was literally like seriously considering picking up the sugar weasel, $1,500. It's a high end. It appears to most consumers that it's a high end AR because it's pretty colors. It's got a nice trigger. You can actually get this with the hammer down, not being cocked. You can manipulate the safety, which is pretty dope. If you've ever been to a course and had to always keep your safety on, you literally have to rack back your charging handle to if your
You have to
hammer's
make
down.
the gun unsafe to inherently make it safe.
Exactly. Yeah. And instructors are like, I don't care. I just need to see the safety in that direction. But
Most good instructors don't give a shit about safeties.
yeah, it's don't point your gun at your friends. And if you do, don't pull the trigger.
Well, you have your 180, right? In a good class, they're going to tell
Yeah.
you this is your 180. Do not supersede this.
Yeah.
Everyone back there, shooter up here.
Well, I don't know. What do firing sectors mean? But so like the sugar weasel, okay, that probably is a good gun. It could be a good gun, but I feel like where could you find information showing that, you know, X amount of people took their sugar weasel out and, hit 20,000 rounds and, it's just the information doesn't exist, right? Because I feel like most people that grab CMMGs and sugar weasels and honey badgers, aren't they're not fielded in military applications. They're not used in law enforcement applications. Civilians have them and mostly don't shoot them. I don't know that I could trust it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would it work? Probably for a pretty significant amount of time, but when it goes down, all these Q uses proprietary parts like crazy.
You
Why?
want to hear something funny?
I don't know. Sure.
Q says that if you use their suppressor
Mhm.
on these muzzle devices or on they've mentioned Reardon and other companies,
Mhm.
voids the warranty.
Immediately.
I mean, if you've dealt with Reardon products, their machining is top notch. I trust their
Yeah.
machining more than Q. And for Q to say use their products on their stuff, it's void.
Yeah, that's I could see a bunch of, companies now that everything is, uh, not specific to one individual company, um, you know, I could see people, companies getting weird about that. So I got a question here. It says, so stupid question. Are suppressors wearable? Like, do they wear? Do you shoot
Yes.
them out eventually? If so, they go as far as long as quality service rifle. Like, oh, do they last as long as the life of a service rifle? Well, you,
So
you get what the
let's
question
let's
is.
say your average AR barrel, you're looking at about 20,000 rounds, give or take.
Hmm.
Um, I
Unless you
would
get a
say that
Giselle. If you get
most
a Giselle.
average users will never shoot out their suppressor.
Hmm.
The good thing is these suppressors, a lot of the rifle suppressors, these are all laser welded. This is one piece. Might be hard to see, but this is the serialized section. So when companies are smart, what they'll do is serialize this part of the suppressor. So when suppressor gets shot out, all your baffles are up here. Guess what? Chop, new baffle stack, make sure it's concentric, re-weld. Done. There's your new suppressor. They specifically were smart about this, or they'll just cut at the first weld. So 90% of suppressors can be rebuilt. In the case of the PWS suppressors,
Oh, here
I
we
don't know if I
go.
can show this on camera, but PWS, this is the serialized component. This is an empty chamber. These are all of your baffles. Guess what? You shoot out your baffle stack, send it back, new baffle stack, boom. Now you have a new suppressor. So companies are becoming more innovative in making their suppressors more serviceable. So
Yeah.
yes, suppressors are a wear item. You're shooting hot gases and unburnt powder at your baffles, which will destroy them and chew them up like a sandblaster. In this case, they have a sacrificial one here. So this is a nut that can unscrew and harden steel. It can be replaced. But yeah,
Yeah.
suppressors will wear and they can be fixed
Yeah.
easily.
And they can also be damaged, just like there can be malfunctions, there can be baffle strikes, there can be, there's issues that could take them down just like any other gun, right? And or any other firearm or firearm component. But for the old cans, like so people like me that bought a can 10 years ago, right? I did not used to shoot. There was a small, point in time where I was shooting a lot, and I probably hit about 10,000 rounds on my rifle can. It still suppresses just as well. I have no issues with it. But it's an all steel can. Not every can is treated the same. There are cans out there
I mean, a lot
that,
of the newer cans, like the Surefire RC2, that can's
yeah,
Inconel.
yeah,
It's a strong alloy.
yeah,
You can expect 50 to 80,000 rounds out of an Inconel can. Most people, I don't know many people that have shot out a Surefire. I think Grand Thumb did, but the guy has just sent thousands of rounds of ammo for every video for free.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I
easy to
mean,
shoot out a suppressor then.
I think I would expect it to be if you go through the marriage process of a tax stamp for a can, I would expect it to be a very long relationship.
Yeah. I'd say like a can like this, you're looking at 20 to 30,000 rounds, and then you could just send it back and chop new baffles. Here you go. Within a week, your can's good to go. Do it all,
Yeah.
rinse and repeat. And there's really no limited number of times that you could cut and re-weld this can.
Good forward thinking, especially since you have to go through hell to get one. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, that before I remember going to places and they're like, well, you got to send it here. And if they keep it for so long, then you got to do the paperwork. And I'm like, what? Like, that's ridiculous. You could send your can in the mail, they receive it, they do the work on it, and they send it back to
For a while,
you.
there was a practice of your can you comes back to me, the manufacturer, and I see it's messed up. I'll destroy this one, make a new
Yep.
one, and put your old serial on it. That was a gray
Oh,
area for a while.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
manufacturers were doing that. And then there was one company who made a stink about it. And they were like, we're going to go to the ATF and ask them if we can do that. And then the ATF's like, no, you can't do this. We're saying this out loud. It's
Good point.
one
You
person
can't do
ruined it.
that. Yeah. So, guys, remember, I meet so many people that say, good question. Let's call the ATF. We want to make sure that we stay out of trouble. No, 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 no. Do not ever call the ATF. Do not ever call the ATF. D- it- Don't, you know what? Matt Hoover called the ATF to ask for permission. You know what they said?
Bye.
Uh, Sure, you can go ahead and sell that piece of not even he said, "I'm a YouTuber, okay? I have a company that, is wanting to do marketing and advertising with me. They sell a bottle opener that has an etched picture inspired by a lightning link on it. Is this legal?" And they said, "Yep, it's legal." Justin Irvin called the ATF, asked the same thing. And then what happened? Boom, they're both literally incarcerated right now. Don't call the ATF. Save a puppy.
Also, you'll find that there's a lot of inconsistencies within most government agencies. Well, one
Mhm.
person will give you one answer and another person gives you another answer.
Yep. Never ask the ATF anything. Yep. Yep. And Fed punish Matt too.
I found out one of my local industry investigators is like a big gun girl, and that kind of troubles me. She's into it. She's like suppressors. She was looking for Sig cane breaks, and I'm like, yo. And they're like, yeah, we're into guns too. And I'm like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Dang. Yeah,
It's conflicting.
that's tough. Yeah, it's like maybe I probably will reserve that metaphor for another time. If I pause on saying something, it's gotta be bad. Yeah, I have,
It
an
was a Jew comment,
Inconel.
wasn't it?
It was the other side, not the Jews, it was the Nazis. Let's see, I have an Inc I love how you spelled Inconel here, that's
In
beautiful.
Canal.
Inconel, gas tube on my 20-inch. Really? They have Inconel gas tubes? I was unaware.
Uh, you know, I don't know that I'd want that. The gas tube is purposely made to be the first thing that fails
It
for a
is the
reason.
design failure point.
It is a designed failure point, and now you are over engineering and taking away that failure point. What fails next?
I could see where, like, I don't know what the specs would be like on a difference between a steel gas tube and an Inconel gas tube. If so, once you've hit usually around 800 rounds of consecutive full auto fire in a DI, um, unsuppressed machine gun, usually you're going to pop your gas tube.
And it's specifically where you're going to pop it is your gas tube is not straight. It
Yeah.
goes at an angle like that. In that point where it goes like that, that first angle right there, you have hot gas running into that corner. That corner is going to burst.
And it also starts to glow orange and droop a little, and it's
But by
cool if you
design,
yeah, yeah, it's supposed to. So I don't know, maybe Inconel is I don't know, like certain different metals have different resistance to different things, especially temperatures. Like, I've seen dudes do torture tests on uh, titanium suppressors, right? And then a titanium can will get glowing hot way before a steel one will. And titanium cans are great for bolt guns. They're great for,
Yeah, titanium cans are not great for hard use guns.
yeah, even like heavily sustained semi-auto fire. Like boom, 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 boom. Um, yeah, I wouldn't want to. I don't know. So I don't know enough about the metallurgy to say if it's a good thing or not. But who knows? Let us know. Um, how it goes. Even if he recorded the call, it won't save him. Correct. There actually was a recorded conversation about the call, and there was a portion of the call recorded. And then ATF said that they don't record their phone calls. Now, tell me right now if you guys believe that the ATF does not record every phone call that comes into that field office.
Oh, I mean, they don't announce that they're recording it. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It depending on what state, if they're in a single party state, they don't have to say a damn thing. And plus, they're law enforcement; they can lie. So I don't know. I mean, if you guys remember, there was a video that was released on CRS Firearms uh, channel that he literally walked away and called the ATF, and you heard him call the ATF. You heard the people answer, blah blah blah, field office is ATF, and then you heard parts of the conversation that were edited into the video, but YouTube deleted that video, and CRS didn't have the hard drive or whatever that he used. It was deleted, so it was deleted forever. But either way, they said that even if you had the conversation, it wouldn't change anything at all because they weren't on trial for the fact if that was a machine gun or not. They weren't on trial to say that the ATF said it was okay. They basically came in there and they played the game and they said, "Does Justin Irvin own Auto Keycard? Did he receive money from Auto Keycard? Did he ship packages? Did CRS Fire once they determined that they engaged in that activity, did CRS Firearms advertise for it?" Boom, and then they give the jury these limited instructions, and then boom, they got fucked. They played a game. They played a game. So the defense is sitting there thinking they're playing a completely different game. The ATF is playing chess and they're playing freaking Monopoly. They're not even playing the same game at that time, and they ended up getting fucked for it. She
Someone
probably thought that the defense had this like big like trick up their sleeve that like why are they focused so much on if this is a machine gun or not? The judge literally said that it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm blown away with it. I believe the ATF lies. Sorry, what were you saying, Jonah?
someone from the stream just messaged me. So just so everyone knows, on my website, I have to adhere to map pricing. So I list things for a certain price on my website. Chances are I could get you a better price on it, but I have to list it for that. And
Yeah.
there is certain companies I'm not going to name who watch. And as soon as you go below map on your website, they'll be in your inbox. Hey, you've got a map violation
Do you want to know why?
because people report them.
Well,
Well, hold on. Someone just messaged me. I'm not going to name names. And
they were
they're
like, "Oh,
like,
this
hey,
is way
can you
more
do this
expensive."
item for 295?
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at my normal pricing, what I offer people, and I'm like, 285 and it's yours. I could have just said
Nice.
yes. He wanted 295. I could have just said yes and taken the money,
Yeah.
but I'll do
So
better.
most companies have, and I learned this by working with. I won't name any names. Polymer 80. I I learned this by uh, working with some of these companies, Polymer 80, that they literally have code that runs every day that searches the entire internet everywhere, anywhere and everywhere, any distributor, and all of their pricing. So the way to get around it is to put add to cart to see price. If you guys have ever gone on all these different websites and you have
Some map policies won't allow that.
some won't, but it's a way to avoid the algorithm. But once you get in their sites, then someone usually manually checks their distributors and you know, whatever, all the different companies. You can tell it was a coordinated effort on Matt and Justin. Absolutely, 100%. All right, I got to go ahead and wrap up because I still have like 37 packages to get out. But guys, first off, thank you. I know we didn't get to hit nods. We can do that next time.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Um,
night vision
yeah, no, it's
and
okay.
thermals too. I've been getting heavy into thermals, man.
Nice.
People
I
have
mean,
been ordering I just sold $60,000 of thermals to one customer the other day.
damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
they're bridging them.
we talked a little bit about night vision, but you know, there's so much that like I almost all of the shit that I learned about night vision, I learned from Jonah. And you know, there's still so much that I don't know. Like when people are like, you know, talking about specs and this, that, with light and shit like that. Uh, Dark is an expert at handling your
You know,
package.
Goonbeam's his real name. His first legal name is Goon, and last
I
name is
heard
Beam.
he had his name legal. Oh, I thought he had legally changed.
His
So
middle
that was
name is Rose.
Goon Rosebeam. Blue. His middle name is Blue. Goon Blue Beam. Dude, I thought thermals would be cool. Dude,
Thermals are cool. Cool. It's
imagine, hold on. Imagine night vision, okay, where you roll it down and you have your night vision, and then you have thermal overlay to your night vision. So you're seeing them in that greenish blue color, and then you see like their skeleton has this like heat signature over it, or you know, it's crazy. It's
well, there's
crazy.
some people also bridge a thermal, so you have night vision on this eye, and then you could flip a thermal down for scanning on the other eye.
Dang.
I had
What's
a
going
customer
on?
actually
You
just figure out he could run an offset thermal. So he has his LPVO and then he has an offset thermal. And he's like, this setup is amazing.
what his name is middle name is Laser, Goon Laser Beam. um I feel like that would be challenging to have nods on one side and then thermal on the
You don't
other.
run them simultaneously. That will give you a headache.
Oh, okay.
It's more so your mount can articulate. So you can flip one down, flip the other down.
You can articulate, sure. Hold on, let me grab something real quick.
Stop playing with yourself under there.
I'm gonna have to grab something. I got to show you. I'll show you after we wrap up. But all right, so guys, make sure you give Joner a shot. His name's actually Jonah. I just call him Joner because it rhymes with boner. But yeah, make sure you give him a shot, man. If you guys are considering purchase anything, it sounds like some of you guys are because he's getting contacted now while we're doing the stream, which is awesome. But show him some love, man, because if we always push our business out to strangers and people that we don't know, we're not taking care of our peeps. Cape, what's up, bro? Actually, give him a quick minute or explanation or so on your company as we close out, and I got to piss real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I told everyone Big Mac Defense. I actually do IT as my day job. I am a systems engineer, and the gun stuff is just my side business, and it's fun. And yeah, I just like it's what I do. Um, so I like getting people cool shit. I like people getting to play with the same toys I get to play with. We need to do like a Q&A one day because I get a lot of interesting questions. Someone asked earlier on the stream, what's a good do-it-all suppressor? This guy. Rugged Alaskan 360. 5.56, 30 cal, 9 mil, whatever you want. It's a 360 cal can. So anything 360 or below, this will do. Swimming in suppressors over here. Best 5.56 specific suppressor. Best Surefire, but best is a loose term. Best budget can, best lightweight can, best overall. I like this guy. I've been really pushing these hard because they're good cans. This is 450 before the stamp, so you're looking at about $650 out the door, give or take, on a suppressor. So the price of an MOS Glock, basically. And this is 5.56 dedicated. They also make the that's what I was holding before. There's a 30 cal model as well, so that's the difference between the two. A couple extra baffles. I think 2 extra baffles. 5.56 will be gassier than 30 cal as well, like noticeably gassier. 3D printing suppressors. Companies already do it. Dead Air has a new 3D printed suppressor. Surefire's new RC3 suppressor, which caught some flack, that was 3D printed. OSS, Huxworks is 3D printing. It's a different type of printing. They're center printing. So they're basically taking powdered metal and melting it together. But a lot of the new cans are 3D printed because it allows you, instead of having to take a baffle and make specific shapes out of a CNC or a mill and just takes time, you could 3D print all these crazy shapes and make really efficient fluid designs for suppressors.
Dope, bro.
And also, if you go to other on my website on the top right, there's millions of products I can order, and I cannot possibly list them all. So I listed 2 of my bigger distributors. You can go on there and browse through thousands of products. Tell me what you want, and I'll make it happen. Huxworks cans are really cool too.
So, Joner, what is this?
That is a 3D printed PVS 14 J arm. That is what interfaces your PVS 14 to your helmet.
Now, who in the world would have the balls to 3D print a CF12 carbon fiber nylon J arm?
I don't know. Let
Isn't
me
that-
see it again.
I'll show you afterwards. I don't want too many people to see.
Okay.
Dude,
Is there any AB suppressor better than the Silencer Co. Omega 300?
look at the cleanliness there, dude.
You need an extra joint, articulating joint in there.
We're,
Here's your competitor to the Silencer Co. 300. This is a 30 cal can. These are $480 MSRP. So I could get you a little bit better pricing on these. They also make their titanium Raptor cans, which are super cool. I have one back there. It uses actually a reflex mount, surprisingly. I don't know if I showed you that, Dark. It is a reflex mount that goes over the barrel. So you have like this much barrel inside the suppressor, and that's extra space for the gas to go back and expand.
That's pretty dope.
So the suppressor's like this long, but it actually only goes this far past the barrel.
Kate, brother, no, I am not currently printing nylon. That was printed by somebody else, but it was printed on the same type of machine that I have. The end is near, beware, brother. Thank you. Damn, $5 super chat, bro. Appreciate you. Congrats on completing a year on Earth. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. You already hit me with a birthday super chat, man. I get 2 birthday super chats from you, dog. Dang.
And Disney, let me know if you got that tracking number too. I said it looked like it said around 4 something p.m. today.
DLD's got that bamboo blood now, bro. Bamboo is the way.
The cloud connected printer. Boo.
Dude, we've talked. Trust me. And Cape, you were there when I came on the show. I was like, look, tell me this. Do you guys have any like apprehension about the fact that, I mean, there's a couple things, right? But the biggest thing is that bamboo is essentially online, right? You're printing online and all. But look, you can literally, if bamboo today was like, we're anti-gun, we don't want guns, you stop doing guns, and they just, I don't know why I sounded like that when I did that. Sorry, there's something in my throat. And then you could not put a gun on their slicer, or you could not, whatever. I will literally disconnect it from the internet. I will use a different slicer, and I will use the SD card. So there's a way around it, but still, if they were completely super not based, and hit the switch up, then I'd be pissed, and I would still use the bamboo to print offline. Um, but thank you again. I appreciate you. And yes, I am now. I think I'm 30.
Wait, when was your birthday?
My birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, nice. You're not long after me.
Yeah.
I'm the day after Christmas.
Usually I finish after everyone else.
Ah.
Yeah. I never really wanted to give like the day of my birthday because some people on the internet are like crazy and they'll track you down and find you and
Oh,
kill
if
you.
anyone needs his info, I've got no.
He's got all of it. He's got all of it.
Highest bidder.
Yeah, I had to apply to be a part of his, federal Bureau of Firearms network. I'm just kidding.
Federal Bureau of Firearms discounts.
Yes. Happy early birthday. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Dark sounded assassin. I think they were Asian. uh, uh, Asian. I think they were Asian. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, crazy. I'll be calling soon. You gotta make it 300. Yeah, that shit's fire. Let's see. Really, mine's Saturday. Oh, nice. Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Happy birthday, Dark. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Dudes, when do I decide to get a can? I want to war quietly. I wasn't. I want it to last forever. All right, look. Here's the deal. Um, I couldn't find the email, but no big deal.
I'll shoot it to you. Check your spam. I have a picture in my signature, and some emails don't like that, and it sends me to spam.
Oh yeah, I think the first email you sent me went to spam too.
It's coming from info@bigmacdefense.com.
So, was I going to respond this? Okay, so here's the deal. So currently, I have grown and changed in the way that I think about tax stamps and the ATF and the NFA. And at the time when I bought like a whole ass load of NFA items, I didn't think about things as freely. It's a complete and utter encroachment on all of your natural rights. They should have absolutely nothing to do with anything that you choose to use for self-defense, self-preservation. And at the same time, um, I believe that a suppressor, at least for your rifle, is damn near mandatory for, you know, shit hit the fan and all that stuff. Um, so talking out of both sides of my mouth, essentially, because I think it's all wrong, and I would say I never want to do it, and blah blah blah. The other side of my mouth says I've done it before. I got a bunch of them, and I got a nice little stamp collection. So I don't know. I'm saying it as the person, me telling you that I've done it before. So I believe it is essential equipment. And if you, from your going back to your original question, um, I would say this: because it's essential equipment, don't wait for it. Just get it. And right now, the can that I got cost $1,080 plus a $200 tax stamp plus a 13-month wait. If you can get it now for less, way less, these cans are like a third of the cost and they last just as long, if not longer. And your wait time will probably be way less. So why
And
wait? When
someone asked before about Cobalt Kinetics. They actually just came out with a new suppressor called the Scrambler. And it is a laser powder bed fusion printed titanium can with a 50,000 plus round cycle expectancy. That thing is cool.
tax stamps are only acceptable on 40 Smith & Wesson guns and dark size. Yes, absolutely.
It's weird. He said
Every
9 mil wrong again.
I know. I don't know what's going on with that. Thoughts on the XM7/XM250 in GSW program, including a suppressor by default
Yeah, I think a suppressor should be a default on any weapon.
for all infantrymen will be issued a can with a rifle, right? I believe that's what they said. I mean, I'm straight up like there's no reason to not have a can. Even look, if you're rolling around with a 20-inch A2 M16, then I still think it's worth it to have a can because thanks, Tech. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys. Um, Look, there's every advantage to have a can, and the only disadvantage to a can is, but it's long and it bumps into things and it's heavy. Dude, you're reducing your flash, you're reducing your signature, you're reducing your blast. You know, you don't want a huge if you're laying prone and you're shooting any kind of unsuppressed firearm, you're gonna have a big blast of air right around your muzzle, right? You are making yourself more difficult to identify and kill in a combat situation. Absolutely damn near essential. The only reason I'm not saying 100% essential guaranteed is because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, Dark's telling me to contact the ATF and write a." No, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you that suppressors are damn near essential.
And it's
And
not just the sound suppression that you're after, it's signature reduction. So
yeah,
flash reduction, it's reducing the amount of gas and smoke and stuff coming out of the gun. It's
yeah,
reducing, like you said, that kind of shockwave. If you've ever shot from the ground
mhm,
unsuppressed with like a break or a flash hider, it kicks up leaves and dirt, and that gives you
yeah.
away real easy.
Yeah,
Um,
especially the combination of all those things together with
yeah.
flash, gases, sound, obviously.
And ultimately, what this is doing is taking all of that hot, fast gas coming out of the rifle, and instead of just putting it out into the atmosphere, it's just trapping it in this tube, and it expands and it takes all the heat away. And this stops everything from leaving the rifle.
Yeah, facts. Thank you guys. Can equals big deck. Yes,
Big
correct.
deck energy.
Yes, concussion is real, yo. Joe Morris, you're so funny. I believe what you meant to say is concussion is real, essay. There may be, and let me know if you want to see this, type one in chat. There may be a DLD shirt coming out that says, "Who even is you?" Essay. Let me know if you guys are going to be into that. So, guys, remember, I'm going to do the cheesy thing again. If you like what you see, and if you stuck around and you hung out the whole time, make sure to give us a like. Ooh, if you don't like what you saw, then make sure to give us a dislike. But whatever you do, leave a comment, you know, like, share, come back to the next one. We do it every Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I am going to be finding a way to make up for that time since now I can't do every single Saturday. But yeah, make sure we show the companies love that, you know, show us love. So Big Mac Defense, Goon Beam, Tack Knives, AR Takedown Tool, Gideon Optics, all these guys. Most of their contact info is in the description of the video and every single live stream that I do. But also, you got Big Mac Defense. You got his contact info right there. So hit him up. Every time you consider purchasing anything, hit up uh, hit up Jonah. Just ask him. And worst thing is he says, "No, mine's more expensive." Okay, then either make the decision to support him or find it somewhere else for cheaper. But chances are he's going to be able to get it for cheaper unless it's the other side is a scam or they're literally doing it for no money. But anyway, anything else you want to add to before we roll out?
No, I think that's it. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Oh, and Johnny, don't worry. He says, "Man, I just don't want the government all up in my business. They already are. Don't worry about that." Um, Look, I have been very open in the way that I feel about the GATF, the way that I feel about the United States government, the way that I feel about society, or you know, everything, right? And I would think that for somebody like me that has a bunch of NFA tax stamps, a massive gun collection, you know, a huge wall, a literal wall of polymer 80s, um, that they would fuck with me. And I have, knock on wood, I have never, ever not only had any ATF coming to me requesting to see my you know NFA items, I have never heard of anyone being contacted for them to show their NFA items. So the whole thing of like if you get a tax stamp, you immediately abandon your Fourth Amendment rights and all that, and you lose these rights. No, you don't lose any rights. So don't feel like you're inviting them into your home, because there are millions of people on the NFA registry, or people, firearms, or do a revocable living trust. That's how I did it. All my NFA shit is on a revocable living trust. I don't have one singular NFA item, you know, under me as an individual. It's on a revocable living trust. Um, Aaron says, "Do you take crypto?"
I've thought about it, but no, not yet.
Yeah.
Depends. I mean, depends what we're talking. I could make it happen.
Do you take like beans, sugar, coffee, salt?
Bartering.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he won't barter. I tried recently. But look, anyway, make sure we support him, show him some love, hit him up. You can find him on Instagram, bigmacdefense.com, and his phone number is literally right there as well. So show him some love, y'all. And in closing, guys, remember, like I said, support the companies that support us. You can still get here, swoop, swoop. You can still get a huge deal on these tack knives. Okay, so show them some love. They got some dope. They got new folders that have come out that are sick. And God, I just love these things. They're so dope. And if you go to Tack Knives and use code DARK, you get 20% off. I think they still have a 30% off as well. So show them some love. And Gideon Optics too. They got some dope shit coming out too. PR triggers now too. I'll be getting a PR trigger soon, and I'll be doing some testing on the Glock binary trigger, the pull release trigger from them. But yeah. So in closing, guys, remember, you are only as good as the rules, standards, and expectations that you set for yourself. And me personally, I have rules that I set for myself, and a few of those I share with you at the closing of every single stream. Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Jonah, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't put stuff up your nose. It's bad. Oh, whoops. I clicked the wrong one.
Way to make it weird.
And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still here, you are one of the true dilders. All right, look, I like to always end this on this last little note, okay? This is kind of like the secret song on the album, right? Like when we were kids. Anyway, look, right now we are in the craziest times that I've ever lived in. And man, what a time to live, right? But the most important thing, even though we go around, we talk about guns and gear and preparedness and self-defense and this and that, the most important thing right now is that you get right with your family and get right with God. because man, does it feel like the end times are close. Look, I love all you guys. Be safe, be dangerous, keep the thing on you, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.